He faked being a good guy for a girl for 10 years. Then, he decided to become the school's most notorious bad boy. Jiang Jixiong's transformation began the moment he saw his childhood sweetheart, Han Suasian, holding hands with school bully Shin Jiangqiu. Our MC, Kong Jiwoong, has lived like a saint for 10 years, helping old ladies cross streets, buying back cherished photos from bullies. He crafted a perfect angel persona. But twist, someone's already watching him through a phone camera in the shadows. A decade's worth of acting about to crumble. See? Effort pays off. The rescued classmate is all gratitude, calling him Angel, making Ji-woong feel all warm and fuzzy. His 10 years of goodness seem validated. But hold on, buddy. This Angel title can quickly become the heaviest chain. Money paid, photo retrieved, but the vibe feels off. The bullies walk away smirking. Told you he's loaded and gullible. To some, Ji-woong's kindness is just a juicy target. Transaction complete, the air is thick. One side thanks the purchase, the other reassures about its value. But the distant sneers turn charity Angel Kong Ji-woong into a mocking label. Is his kindness a choice or an exploitable flaw? Thanks, you're really kind. That line is the fuel for Ji-woong's decade-long act. Being called Angel, he acts shy but internally rejoices. That's great. All his effort seems worth it. But for how long can this smile last? Finally, someone asks, why try so hard to be good? Isn't it tiring? Ji-woong's answer is loaded. Because I have a reason worth doing it for. A vague but firm goal. That very reason is about to blow his entire world apart. A perfect morning routine. Ji-woong walks into class, full of energy, greeting everyone. His gaze lands on her, his childhood friend, Han Sujin. Ji-woong, good morning. That smile, that interaction, she is the reason for his 10-year effort. But the calm before the storm is always the sweetest. Placeholder for failed image processing. Daily life continues. Even taking out the trash earns him praise. Ji-woong, you're such a good person. But the tone shifts. The title bad guy appears for the first time, a bad omen. Sure enough, the perspective switches. Someone is eyeing his crush, Han Sujin, with a smirk. Here it comes. The first major crisis. After school, Ji-woong sees Sujin surrounded by 3 guys who just scream trouble. Leading the pack is Shin Kyung-chul, the school's notorious bully. Panicking, Ji-woong wants to charge in. But Sujin's reaction? She tells him to leave first. Ji-woong is dismissed. He looks back, mind racing. What are they doing to her? Sujin puts on a brave face, urging him away. Hidden, he watches his childhood friend face the wolves alone. That feeling of utter helplessness sets in. He worries, he agonizes, even considers calling his uncles. But in the end, he does nothing, watching helplessly as they take Sujin away. Look at that face, full of fear and helplessness. That's exactly how Ji-woong feels right now. His vow to protect seems meaningless. But the truth he witnesses from the shadows is crueler. Kyung-chul has his arm around Sujin, looking smug. What? Am I embarrassing you? You know that's not it. This playful banter isn't bullying. It's a couple. The blows keep coming. Kyung-chul even jokes about kissing her. Just kidding. The air is thick with sweetness. And our hero, Ji-woong, is reduced to a peeping Tom behind a pillar, watching it all. Can you hear the sound of a heart shattering? Back in class, Ji-woong is a mess all day. The word shock is written on his face. Friends ask if he's okay, but his mind is stuck on one name, Sujin. A decade of constructed reality is cracking. He's restless, picking up and putting down his phone. Finally, with trembling hands, he types, I have something to ask you. Send or not send? That is the question. The final bell rings. A friend's invitation falls on deaf ears. He needs answers. He gathers his courage and calls out to Sujin. Sujina. They're alone. The tension is palpable. She senses something's wrong. Ji-woong, what's up? Enough build-up. It's time for the confrontation. The first major choice in 10 years is now. He goes for the jugular. Sujin, are you dating Shin Kyung-chul? Sujin flinches, caught off guard, and then that guilty smile appears. Yeah, I was going to tell you. It just happened. She admits it. Flashback. Little Han Sujin, hiding with a crying Ji-woong. She sobs, no, I'll never marry someone like my dad. So she has an abusive father, a deep-seated fear of bad guys. This context makes her present betrayal 10 times more ironic and painful. A childhood promise, now the sharpest blade. Little Sujin wipes her tears, looks at little Ji-woong, and declares, I want to marry someone kind and gentle. Someone kind, like you, Ji-woong. That line was his creed, the command for his 10-year act. Now, that command is torn to shreds. Placeholder for failed image processing. Back to the present. The truth shatters Ji-woong. He grabs Soo-jin's wrist as she tries to leave, emotions erupting. You said you like kind, gentle people. You said you hated bad guys. 10 years of dedication, 10 years of acting, all turned into one giant joke in an instant. Tears streaming, he rambles incoherently. I'm worse than him. I'm a worse man. He wants to confess, to tell her she chose wrong. He's the hidden bad guy. But Soo-jin's reaction? Confusion, misunderstanding. She thinks he's putting himself down to make her feel better. Watch this. The funniest self-exposure in history. Ji-woong dramatically reveals himself. I'm bad. It's all an act. I have thug blood. My phone is full of thug pics. He sobs his declaration. I really am a bad man. But it sounds more like the wail of a desperate child. The punchline of this farce? Soo-jin laughs. She holds his hand, saying gently, Ji-woong, you really are kind. You're just putting yourself down to cheer me up, right? You're such a great friend. Look at Ji-woong's resigned, pain hut. His bad guy proclamation was treated as a comforting lie. Peak irony. The next day, salt in the wound. Ji-woong watches as Soo-jin and Kyung-chul leave school together, close. Kyung-chul turns and yells at him, Hey, what are you staring at, punk? He pulls Soo-jin closer. Stop glaring and get lost. This is outright provocation. Humiliation. Kyung-chul sees right through him, going for the kill. You like Soo-jin? A direct hit to the heart. Ji-woong is speechless. And Soo-jin? She just mumbles, It's not like that. We're childhood friends, before being dragged away by Kyung-chul. Ji-woong is officially an outsider. Watching them walk away, Kyung-chul tightens his grip on Soo-jin on purpose. The sweet, sweet atmosphere stings Ji-woong's eyes. He remembers Soo-jin's words from the flashback. Then hold on tight. Turns out her tight hold was meant for someone else. The complete collapse of a 10-year faith in one moment. Those intimate moments were real. Soo-jin complained about Kyung-chul causing a scene. Kyung-chul teased back, You mad? Soo-jin denied it then hold on tight. It's couple banter, an intimacy Ji-woong never had. Reality just slapped him hard. Walking alone, the tears finally fall. Soo-jin, for 10 years, he tried to be a good man because she said she liked kind people. And now you like bad guys. He wipes his tears, his gaze shifting from pain to something fierce. It's okay. I'll start over. The direction has changed. The real show starts here. Ji-woong, the good boy, who spent a decade pretending for love, just snapped. Seeing his childhood crush Soo-jin with that scumbag Shin Kyung-chul shattered his last shred of innocence. He heads straight for the place he's been running from, the lavish headquarters of his crime family. Pushing open the gates, lines of suited enforcers bow in unison, thundering out, Welcome back, young master. In that moment, the act is over, the memories burned away. All that's left in his eyes is a blaze of fury and a vow carved into his soul. Soo-jin, wait and see. I'll show you what a truly bad man looks like. This isn't a return home. It's the return of the king. The crime family DNA in his veins roars to life. Kang Ji-woong, the guy always mocked for being a sheep, stares down the wall of service award certificates, symbols of his fake goodness. For the first time, his fangs are bare. His inner monologue is no longer timid. My family is the worst of the worst. I'll make you see what a real bad man is. Tears mix with rage. This isn't sadness, it's a declaration. The decade-long act is over. Starting today, the most dangerous wolf in school is breaking free. Step 1. Find a trainer. Ji-woong goes straight to the family's cool-headed second-in-command, Uncle Jae-wook. He barges into the office not to ask for help, but to declare his resolve. Uncle, you have to help me. Uncle Jae-wook puts down the phone, studying his nephew's utterly changed eyes. He asks one calm question. Why so sudden? You've always fought so hard to be good. Ji-woong's answer is simple. I want to become a bad man. 10 years of faking wiped out with one statement. Uncle Jae-wook doesn't mince words, hitting him with a core question. Want to be bad? Tell me, does the reason you had to be good still exist? The question is a dagger, puncturing Ji-woong's last bit of illusion. He flashes back to 10 years ago, to Soo-jin's innocent smile and her words. I want to marry a kind, gentle person. But now, that reason, Ji-woong grinds out 3 words through his teeth. It's gone. No more reason to be good. Now, only the desire to be bad remains. Uncle Jae-wook is convinced. This kid's heart is well and truly broken. He asks one more question. Once you're bad, what do you want to do? Ji-woong's answer is pure. Primal violence. No filter. Yeah, I want to beat the living crap out of Shin Kyung-chul. This raw hatred and selfish desire actually makes a light spark in the uncle's eyes. That's the stuff. He nods. It's a deal. Starting now, the gangster nephew is officially under his tutelage for a complete personality makeover. Before any training begins, the warning comes first. Uncle Jae-wook looks at the young master he's raised, who fought for goodness for a decade. His tone is heavy. Being good is hard work, but becoming bad, it happens in an instant. All your 10 years of effort could disappear. Can you handle that? He's trying to make him think twice. But sweat beads on Ji-woong's brow, his eyes more determined than ever before. He practically shouts, "Yes, I can. Please, uncle." And with that, he's on a one-way road to villainy, no turning back. Step 1. The makeover. Uncle Jae-wook decrees that whole good student vibe has to be eradicated, root and stem. Hair, clothes, everything goes. Ji-woong lights up. I knew you could help me. But the moment he flashes his signature sunshine smile, a firm hand lands on his shoulder. Stop. From now on, those good-natured, cheerful smiles are banned. Lesson 1 for the young gangster. Learn to kill with a glare, not warm someone with a smile. The makeover plan escalates. Enter the Storm Stylist crew. A group of burly, bald uncles thump their chests. Young master, we'll do our absolute best to make you look good. Leading them is Uncle Gaisang, a polished bald head, an X-scar on his forehead. Bragging his high school nickname was Storm Fashionista. Ji-woong looks at these style mentors, then at his wall of good boy certificates. A sinking feeling hits. Storm Fashionista? Is my decade of good deeds really about to be destroyed by these guys? The result is unveiled. Ji-woong stares at the mirror. Gucci t-shirt, massive gold chains, blinding rings, a walking billboard for new money. Sweat drips as he asks nervously, "Uncle, is this really okay?" For school. Before he can finish, for Uncle's flash, synchronized thumbs up, backlit like saints, their faces screaming perfection. All Ji-woong can think is, ding, I'm doomed. Fellow students, prepare for the visual assault. The public embarrassment begins. The former nice guy, Kang Ji-woong, struts in with his Storm Fashionista fit. Inner monologue on overdrive, frown, eyes up, follow the plan. But his body betrays him. This feels kind of ridiculous. Meanwhile, the entire student body freaks out. Is that Ji-woong? No way, that's not him. He didn't even say hi first. A buzz follows him everywhere. He feels like a zoo animal fresh from the cage, a walking spectacle. Then, the worst-case scenario. Right at the classroom door, he runs straight into Soo-jin. "Hi, Ji-woong." She greets him with her usual smile. Alarm bells blare in his head. The uncle's command echoes. No initiating greetings. If you make eye contact, you say exactly one phrase. That phrase is... His mind goes blank, mouth moving on autopilot. Facing the girl he's liked for 10 years, he blurts out a line of legendary social suicide. Sorry. Then he bolts into the classroom like a scared rabbit, slamming the door. Soo-jin and the others are left frozen. What is wrong with him today? The price of shattered persona is bone-deep isolation. Ji-woong shrinks alone in the classroom corner, unable to lift his head. Students whisper, Ji-woong's acting weird today. He seems miserable. Soo-jin approaches, gentle as ever. Want to go to the student store? Ji-woong's mind is a battlefield. Soo-jin, I truly can't say that horrible line to her. His fist clenches. Finally, he smothers all emotion, forcing out 2 ice-cold, unfamiliar words. Fine. Let's go. In that moment, it's clear to everyone. The warm, sunny Kang Ji-woong is gone. Distance and misunderstanding build a wall. Soo-jin follows, desperate to connect. Ji-woong, this is so annoying. Talk to me, so I can understand. This isn't like you at all. Why did you suddenly change? Ji-woong stops, back turned to her. His own hurt is volcanic, but he lashes out in the most painful way. He looks back, a bitter, mocking smile on his face, delivering the ultimate dagger. Changed? Good. Besides, the one who changed first was you, Soo-jin. One sentence, tearing a rift in 10 years of understanding and trust. If he can't be a student anymore, he'll go full delinquent. Badman Step 1. Skip class. Ji-woong stands outside, staring at the sky, convincing himself. This counts as a bad deed, right? First-time jitters are real. But one thought of Shin Kyung-chul's punchable face gives him direction. Kyung-chul isn't in class either. Perfect. He's going to find out what that loser is up to. The good boy's first act of rebellion has a clear target. Got to model good truancy, right? He watches experienced slackers casually ditch with a want some instant noodles. He's bewildered. You came to school just to skip class here? But when he sees Shin Kyung-chul and a girl named Lee Yi-ji pull the same move, he makes a choice. slapping his thigh for courage. He thinks, what do I even do after ditching? Whatever. Just follow and learn. So, the gangster scion's first truancy mission becomes a stalking operation targeting his nemesis. This situation? In one word, peak. The stalking escalates. He thought they were really going for noodles, muttering with envy. They're going for ramen? I want some too. Little did he know, Shin Kyung-chul was playing 4D chess, leading the girl straight to a remote apartment building. When she asks, what is this place? Kyung-chul drops the all-according-to-plan smile and reveals, it's my house. Hiding around the corner, Ji-woong's eyes nearly pop out. Ramen at his house. Shin Kyung-chul, what are you trying to pull? The bad man's gut screams. This is not right. The foxtail is out. The girl senses danger, demanding, why your house? Where are we getting ramen? Shin Kyung-chul smirks, brushing it off. Our ramen is great too, don't worry. No one's home. Who will buy that? The girl immediately refuses. Let's just go back. Kyung-chul's mask slips. He grabs her wrist, voice turning harsh. Going back takes forever. Let's just eat here. Watching from the shadows, Ji-woong grinds his teeth. This isn't a date. This is a forceful drag. It's bullying. You piece of trash. Shin Kyung-chul. Total meltdown. The girl shoves him off, yelling, I'm going back. You eat at home by yourself. Smack. Probably slapped him too. Kyung-chul, humiliated, ditches all pretense, screaming in her face. You be asterisk tch, making me look like the bad guy. She fires right back. No holding back. What? Be asterisk tch. You done. They're screaming in the street, a total explosion. Ji-woong's blood is boiling. Sense of justice? No. It's white-hot fury fueled by old hatred. Did he treat Soo-jin like this too, this bastard? As Ji-woong's brain overheats. Crap, what do? Call the cops. The situation takes a wild turn. The girl drops an even bigger bomb. You hit me? Then me hitting you would just make us even, right? They're seconds away from a street brawl. Ji-woong is panicking. This is not in the bad man manual. Desperate, he instinctually looks for a weapon, and his eyes land at his feet. A few scattered pebbles. A dangerous, absurd idea flashes. In a split second, he grabs a rock, aiming right at the spewing Shin Kyung-chul. Tracking Shin Jiang-chul from the shadows, Kong Ji-woong clutches a pebble. Forget David and Goliath. All he sees is that punk trying to drag a girl away against her will. Stones are a winning weapon. Right now, he just needs to protect her. Ji-woong takes aim at Jiang-chul and lets the stone fly, only for it to smack the girl right in the head with a sickening thwack. Wrong target. Jiang-chul explodes in rage, screaming for the coward to show himself. Ji-woong, hidden, is a complete mess. So much for being a bad boy. In a panic, Ji-woong prays and throws again. This time, it's a bullseye, right on Jiang-chul's forehead. But watching him stagger back in pain brings no satisfaction, only the chilling terror of being found out. Chaos erupts. There's only one choice. Run. Ji-woong grabs the bleeding girl, ignoring her furious shouts of let go as he drags her away from the scene. He knows it. He's just kicked a hornet's nest. They race through the streets, Ji-woong's heart hammering louder than their frantic footsteps. His mind is a storm of regret. I hit the wrong person. I hit Jiang-chul. This is so messed up. Stopping in a quiet corner, Ji-woong is drenched in cold sweat, his mind a complete blank. He stares at the girl in front of him, his world collapsing. This is huge. What do I do now? Returning with a bandage, Ji-woong finds Lee Ye-ji sitting there, holding her head and worrying about a potential scar. He feels guilty, but also surprised by how composed she seems. He awkwardly offers the bandage and an apology. But Ye-ji smiles, saying if it weren't for him, she might have ended up in a real fight with Jiang-chul. The tension melts away as they exchange names. When Ye-ji gives her name, Ji-woong blurts out in disbelief. Huh, I'm in your class. Im kan yivolk. The effect is immediate. Ye-ji's smile vanishes, replaced by pure shock. What? You're that annoying Kong Ji-woong. As Ye-ji gently tends to his wound, casually mentioning how people always say he's kind, Ji-woong panics. No, I'm bad. Really bad. He blurts out, a declaration so unconvincing it leaves Ye-ji utterly speechless. Desperate to prove his bad boy persona, Ji-woong presses her. Do you like bad guys like Jiang-chul? His anxiety and a hint of jealousy are plain as day. Ye-ji just smiles, a thoughtful look in her eyes. The brief moment of peace shatters. Ye-ji's phone lights up again, caller ID, Shin Jiang-chul. He's been blowing up her phone nonstop since the incident. Danger is calling. Watching the phone vibrate incessantly, panic swamps Ji-woong. Clasping his hands, he begs Ye-ji. Please don't tell him it was me. Every last shred of his bad boy act crumbles to dust. Confronted with Jiang Qiul's furious insults over the phone, Yeji snaps. She unleashes a verbal torrent right back at him before slamming the call shut. The sheer force of it leaves Ji Woong in awe. You are amazing. On the other end, the hung-up call sends Jiang Qiul into a rage. He vows to find and destroy the little punk who dared throw a stone at him. It never crosses his mind the culprit could be the kind Kong Ji Woong. Once the dust settles, Yeji points out the cold reality. If they go to the police, Ji Woong's stone throwing will be exposed, and she threw the first punch. The legal advantage lies with Jiang Qiul. Trapped, they choose silence for now. Worried about gossip, Ji Woong hesitates. But Yeji brushes it off, asking him to keep their secret before walking away with a smile. After the whirlwind they just shared, something subtle and unspoken takes root between them. Back at school, Ji Woong is summoned for skipping class. His friends eyes flashy gold chains with disdain. Taking a deep breath, he knows the real trial is only beginning. In the cafeteria, cornered by his friends' questions, Ji Woong stops hiding. He puts down his spoon, a fanatical fire in his eyes, and declares for all to hear. I have a reason I must become a bad man, and my primary target is that bastard, Shin Jiang Qiul. His friends are stunned, arguing he should aim to be like the cool, strong Song Jung Suk, not the trashy Jiang Qiul. But inside, Ji Woong screams, no, I have to be as bad as him to take back what I've lost. The thought of Seol Jin being hurt by Jiang Qiul twists his resolve into something darker. He slams his fist on the table, grinding his teeth. I will become a bad man like Shin Jiang Qiul. The obsession is eating him alive. Right in the middle of his emotional turmoil, Yeji appears. Carrying her tray, she slides into the seat next to him with a knowing smile. Mind if I join you? It's a move so unexpected it shocks Ji Woong and everyone around them into silence. Yeji's question, why did you help me then? Strikes a nerve. Ji Woong completely short-circuits. Mumbling a lame excuse, he shoves his tray away and flees. The bad man runs from her like a startled rabbit. To the clueless classmates, it just looks like a funny chase scene. Little do they know, this seemingly ridiculous pursuit is weaving the threads of several destinies tighter and tighter together. Hiding in the bathroom, Ji Woong frantically tries to remove his gold chains before facing the teacher. As he stashes away the symbols of his bad boy persona, his hand brushes against his fingers, and his heart plummets. One of the rings is gone. Cold sweat drenches him instantly. He tears through his pockets in a frenzy. Nothing. How is there nothing? That wasn't just any ring. His mind explodes with memory. He sees Uncle Gaisang's grotesquely earnest face as he gave him the ring, and hears his chilling words. On the day I die, you must return this ring to me. The soul ring, a symbol of family, a promise, a death curse, is lost. Overwhelming terror swallows Ji Woong whole. He clutches his head, on the verge of a complete meltdown. Ji Woong sprints back to the classroom like a madman, dropping to his knees to search desperately. That's when a foot stomps down hard on his head. Shin Jiang Qiul, already seething with rage, has found a nuisance blocking his path. Jiang Qiul unleashes all his fury over the stone-throwing punk onto the boy at his feet. His silhouette is just like that guy's. He viciously kicks and stomps the cowering Ji Woong. And from the doorway, Li Yeji witnesses the entire brutal scene. Just as Shin Kyungchul's foot is about to crush Ji Woong's spirit, Li Yeji steps between them. Her sharp retort freezes him in his tracks. But Shin Kyungchul isn't done. He grabs Li Yeji by the collar, a furious glint in his eyes, demanding to know who she helped. Yeji is sweating bullets, almost breaking under the pressure. His fist is ready to fly, but Li Yeji suddenly smiles. Is she insane? A calculated bluff? Her mind is racing. Now, before he hits her, the only name that can truly shut down Shin Kyungchul. Asterisk asterisk the judo monster, Song Jong Suk. Asterisk asterisk Yeji gambled and plays her final card. Hearing the name Song Jong Suk is like a bucket of ice water. The blood drains from Shin Kyungchul's face. His bravado vanishes instantly. Meanwhile, the real Song Jong Suk is fast asleep at his desk. Li Yeji approaches, knowing waking this sleeping giant is dangerous, but she's out of options. Here we go. Nobody messes with this guy. Li Yeji kicks his desk with a deafening crash. The whole classroom holds its breath. Jong Suk jolts awake, radiating pure annoyance. Li Yeji stands her ground. The moment of truth has arrived. Jong Suk cuts straight to the chase. His voice is cold as he levels Shin Kyungchul with a single question. The tension is palpable. The tables have turned completely. Shin Kyungchul is reduced to a sweating, kneeling mess, unable to meet his gaze. Even Yeji watches nervously. Jang Suk grabs his collar. The sheer strength difference is staggering. Shin Kyung-chul actually chokes in fear this time. Spitting out a last bit of pathetic rage, Shin Kyung-chul finally slinks away. But the grudge is clearly far from over. Crisis averted for now, but the real storm is just brewing. Song Jang-suk crouches, watching the fleeing bully, a thoughtful glint in his eyes. Then Ji-woong sees it. As Shin Kyung-chul's hand lifts, there it is, the blinding green gleam of the soul ring, Ji-woong's lost family heirloom. On his enemy's finger? The shock and rage are too much. Ji-woong's body finally gives out, collapsing on the spot. Lee Ye-ji panics, screaming his name. She tries to haul him to the infirmary, leaving their classmates stunned. Just yesterday, she hated his guts. What changed? But Ji-woong pushes her away. He grits his teeth, refusing all help, and walks out alone. One thought consumes him. Asterisk, damn it. Why did he find the ring? Bruised, humiliated, Ji-woong drags himself to the one place he dreads most, his family's base. He hesitates at the door. How can he face his uncles like this? The doors open. A sea of suits greets him with a chorus of young master. Then, the cheers die in their throats. They see the bruises. They see the footprint on his back. The young master of the Brown Bear Gang, stomped on. This is a declaration of war. The men instantly lose their minds, grabbing anything they can as weapons to hunt down the bastard who dared. Even bald Uncle Kyung-suk, usually laid back, sees red. He snatches a spiked flail, ready to lead the charge. Kill him. A bloody massacre is about to begin. Right at the boiling point, a chillingly calm voice cuts through the rage. Drop the weapons. Stand down. It's Uncle Jae-wook. Every single man freezes. Uncle Jae-wook pulls down his eye patch, revealing the piercing, authoritative eye beneath. He scans the room and makes a command that changes everything. From now on, this is Ji-woong's war. And his alone. No one interferes. The order stands. Swallowing their fury, the men immediately file into the meeting room. No one questions Jae-wook. A countermeasure meeting is called, with Ji-woong at its center. Around the table, seasoned gangsters stare at their battered heir. The atmosphere is tense. Uncle Jae-wook asks a simple question that shatters Ji-woong's remaining pride. Young master, did you fight back? When Ji-woong looks down and mumbles, I didn't fight back, the room deflates. The rage in the men's eyes turns to crushing disappointment, or worse, pity. Ji-woong, desperate to save face, blurts out, but I threw a stone. I hit his head. The room explodes again. A projectile? Stones are legit. The mood swings wildly. Bang! Uncle Jae-wook slams the table. No weapons. His gaze bores into Ji-woong. You got beaten because you don't know how to fight. The heir to the Brown Bear Gang must crush his enemies with his bare hands. The words get stronger, ignite a new fire. Ji-woong lifts his bruised face, a fierce resolve burning in his eyes. Understand, uncle. For revenge, for the ring, for everything he's lost, he must become strong. Family meeting, deadly serious. To make him bad, Ji-young's uncles give him his first brutal order. Find people weaker than you, and then beat them down. They don't want to fight, they want the habit of winning. Sweat drips from his brow. His instincts scream to refuse, but the looks from his uncles tell him there's no way back. The truth of the underworld philosophy is laid bare. Uncle Hee-sang grins manically as he declares, the stronger the young master becomes, the more weaklings will surround him. We are all the same. Ji-young watches this suited-up family gathering, his heart turning cold. This is the opposite of his original goal, to protect Soo-jin. The uncle's close in, painting a dark future. So you must get used to beating down those weaker than you. Uncle Jae-wook's calm, cutting words sever Ji-young's last shred of hesitation. Surrounded by the fervent chants of please trust us, young master. He's pushed to the very edge of the abyss. But trust? Ji-young just feels a chill down his spine. Can he really trust them? He prepares to head to school, as usual, a belly full of doubts. But then, a large hand slams down on his shoulder. An enraged roar from Uncle Hee-sang. Stop. Today's journey to school is going to be anything but ordinary. What you fear comes true. Uncle Hee-sang rushes forward, his first words making Ji-young's heart stop. Young master. Don't tell me you notice the ring is missing. Ji-young is scared out of his wits, thinking it's over. Then the uncle's next line is, you should tuck your shirt into your pants, you know? The overwhelming pressure turns out to be just obsessive-compulsive disorder. Ji-young seizes the chance for a daring escape. Amidst the respectful farewells of take care, young master from his uncles, he scrambles out of the house, heart pounding. Crisis averted, for now. But he knows the bomb of the ring being in Shin Kyungchul's hands will detonate sooner or later, blowing him to pieces. On the way to school, the first test arrives. The kind Grandam who always collect cardboard on the street needs help. But rule number one of being a bad man: no helping without expecting something in return. Ji-young's kind nature clashes violently with his newfound resolve. He grits his teeth, screaming internally over and over, "Hold it in. You have to hold it in." He ran away. For the first time, he ran away from grandmother who needed help. Guilt swallows him like a tsunami. He covers his mouth, crying in anguish, "Grandma, I'm sorry." Helping others was his habit for 10 years. Refusing to help hurts 1,000 times more than he imagined. Her kind, smiling face becomes an inescapable nightmare. What's worse than torture? The second test hits right after. Still reeling, he bumps into a neighborhood grandpa, struggling with heavy luggage. "Ji-young, you seem troubled. Tell your grandpa." The old man's concern, delivered while drenched in sweat, becomes the final straw. Ji-young can only turn away once more, bowing an apology to the two elders 1,000 times inside his heart. The road to school feels like a torturous pilgrimage. Ji-young is late for the first time and understands true exhaustion for the first time. But this crazy curriculum isn't over. Lesson 2 from Uncle Hee-sang begins. Imitate the arrogance of thugs like Shin Kyung-chul. Step 1. Jaywalking. Watching his classmates swagger across the red light, Ji-young takes a deep breath and charges out with eyes closed. Screeching brakes and an angry driver's roar engulf him. He breaks out in a cold sweat, but a twisted sense of accomplishment actually rises within him as he thinks, "I broke the law." Level 1 cleared. Level 2 is even more disgusting. The spitting imitation show. Ji-young tries it furtively on the street corner, only to drool all over his own clothes. Defeat washes over him, but he still cheers himself on. "At least I tried. From now on, I'll slowly become bad." That's when fate suddenly changes the shot. At the street corner, Soo-jin's figure appears. But the very next second, that bastard Shin Kyung-chul latches onto her like a parasite, slinging his arm around her shoulder. The smile on Ji-young's face freezes instantly, then shatters completely. The poisonous fire of jealousy instantly ignites, burning up all his reason. Hiding behind the alley, watching them chat and laugh intimately, his heart feels shredded by countless knives. "No matter how hard I struggle," Soo-jin looks perfectly happy. Extreme pain breeds extreme resolve. He wipes away the unwilling tears, his eyes turning colder than ever before. Just then, a heaven-sent teaching material appears. A few students are bullying a junior. Ji-young clenches his fist. This isn't a sense of justice, it's an outlet. He takes a deep breath, imitating the thugs he's seen all his life, and walks straight towards them. Ignoring the yells from the girl bullies, he walks straight up to the poor, trembling victim. Before the look of gratitude in the junior's eyes can fade, Ji-young's face darkens. He coldly delivers the line Uncle Hee-sang taught him years ago: "Hand over all the money you have." The air instantly freezes. Everyone is stunned, including the student he just saved. Ji-young's heart pounds like a war drum, but he forces a menacing look onto his face. "Hurry up," he urges, completing the first act of extortion against a weaker person in his life. And all of this is perfectly witnessed by Uncle Hee-sang, hiding in the shadows. He was just worried and secretly following along. But then, he witnesses a scene that moves him to tears. The young master finally used the lines he taught him all those years ago. Covering his mouth, tears stream down his face in excitement. "It seems I was a fool to even worry about the young master." Oh no! Uncle Gizong catches Jaiwong red-handed, intimidating a classmate. He's about to erupt, but then he freezes. "Wait, that line, 'You're dead.' That's the exact phrase he taught him years ago." Jaiwong is now a walking joke, and he's spiraling. The worst part? He actually misinterprets mockery as praise. "She said I'm cool. Oh, buddy, you're losing your grip on reality fast." What a terrible actor. He extorts a measly sum, then immediately finds a way to return it. His cover story is so flimsy, even the victim sees right through him, thinking Jaiwong is just an angel. The uncles watching nearby must be having aneurysms. He pockets his first easy money, a whopping 4,000 won. But before he can even feel smug, a classmate drops a bomb. "Great job, but seriously? Your intimidation is as lame as that loser Shin Kyung-chul's." Is that an insult or a backhanded compliment? The spoils of his first bad guy act? Instantly redistributed as charity. He splits the cash 4 ways like it's a group coupon. This isn't extortion, dude, it's a class reunion party fund. Li Yiji accepts the money, utterly bewildered. Just as Jai Wang thinks he's in the clear, he catches the terrifying gleam of Uncle Jisang's sweating bald head, peering from a crack in the door. His angel facade is officially shattered. One moment, Uncle Gizong is shedding tears of pride. The next, a smirking student, cigarette in hand, bumps into him on the street. And what's that glinting on the kid's finger? It looks painfully familiar. Not just familiar, it's exactly the same. The Sacred Soul Ring, his brother's legacy. How is it on some random punk's finger? Was it gifted by the young master? Borrowed? The possibilities flood his mind, and all of them are infuriating. He's seeing red, forced to consider that this brat might be the young master's friend. Uncle Gizong swallows his rage, enduring the taunt of bald head. But that face is burned into his memory. Kid, you better hope you found that ring by accident, or you're dead meat. Karma is instant. That punk who mocked him gets dragged into the teacher's office. But Jaiwang's own world is about to crash. His teacher looks him dead in the eye. Kong Jaiwang, we need to have a talk. Now, in the office, the teacher is heartbroken. What is going on with you lately? Acting like this, do you even want to be student council president anymore? Jaiwang feels his carefully crafted nice guy image cracking under the official scrutiny. His worst nightmare unfolds. The teacher unleashes the ultimate punishment. We need to meet your father tomorrow. Jaiwang's soul leaves his body. The Brown Bear gang boss. In this school, this is a catastrophe waiting to happen. Panicking, he blurts out that his father is on a business trip, buying time by offering to bring an uncle instead. Escaping the office, his mind conjures a horrifying vision of his dad, enraged and storming the school hallways. That was too close. His best friend Zhang Yun is waiting anxiously in the hall. But when he hears Jaiwang is just bringing an uncle, his panic skyrockets. That's still terrible. Seems even his childhood friend has some idea about what Jaiwang's uncles are like. Jaiwang insists an uncle is still better than his dad. Zhang Yun sighs and lets it go, but then hits him with a left-field question. So, what's up between you and Li Yiji? Jaiwang immediately short-circuits. The crisis just shifted from teachers to girls. News travels back to the family HQ, and it's total chaos. We're getting called to school. The mark of a true delinquent. We've waited 10 years for this. Grown men in suits are cheering like it's field trip day. The situation is already out of control. The three main uncles turn on each other for the supreme honor of attending the young master's school meeting. Tensions are at a breaking point. This isn't just about a meeting, it's about pride and devotion. War is on the horizon. Since nobody's backing down, they resort to the most primal and fair method, rock, paper, scissors. Three grizzled gangsters, faces grim, preparing to duke it out with a childish game. The sheer absurdity is perfect. Rock, paper, scissors, results are in. Uncle Gizong throws paper, defeating his brother's scissors. He erupts in maniacal laughter. A real man throws rock. You fools were too predictable. Even a kid's game is a battlefield of lies and mind games. Never underestimate a Yakuza uncle's tactics. The defeated uncles punch the wall in frustration. The victor, Uncle Gizong, faces Jaiwang with a look of solemn duty. Young master, I have won. Rest easy. Leave the school meeting to me. Looking at him, Jaiwang knows sleep is now impossible. The next morning, Uncle Gizong is practically vibrating with excitement downstairs. Jaiwang drags himself down, dreading what's to come. And then he sees it, the sight that shatters all hope. Who I asked this man in front of him. Bald, tattooed, dripping in gold chains, rocking a garish Medusa t-shirt. Uncle Gizong has unleashed his parent-teacher conference special look. Jaiwang is speechless. Is this for a school meeting or a turf war? The walk to school is a public execution. Uncle Gizong struts with over-the-top authority, even getting respectful bows from associates on the street. Fellow students stare in terror. Jaiwang wishes the ground would swallow him whole. Uncle Gizong starts his bad guy boot camp. Have you been doing bad things, young master? Jaiwang admits he can't even spit properly. My specialty, declares his uncle, and proceeds to give a live, public demonstration of how to project a toothpick with menace. Jaiwang's soul departs. Theory over, time for practice. Uncle Gizong teaches the walk of a real man. Chest out, arms swinging wide, toes pointed out. Jaiwang tries it for 2 steps, feeling the weight of the entire city's judgment. His embarrassment could power a small town. And so they march towards the school, Jaiwang and his godfather look-alike uncle, in the most ridiculously menacing walk imaginable. Students part like the Red Sea, whispering, "Who is that thug?" Is Jaiwang involved with gangsters? Social death has never felt so literal. Finally, at the school gates, Just as Jai Wang thinks the torture is over, Uncle Gizong leans in, voice dropping dangerously low. Young master, you are keeping the soul ring safe, right? His greatest secret is laid bare. Cold sweat pours down Jai Wang's back. He forces a lie. Of course. It's safe at home. Uncle Gizong stares at his shifty eyes, a knowing smirk spreading across his face. Crap. He suspects something. That knowing smirk from his uncle sends a chill straight to Jai Wang's core. His huge secret, losing the sacred family ring, might be on the verge of exposure. And the more immediate, deadly trial at school is about to begin. The danger isn't over. It's just escalated. Uncle Gizong is smiling, but his mind is clearly racing with suspicion. Now Jai Wang must sit through a parent-teacher conference, with his human intimidation statue in tow and his entire class watching in horror. The real hell is just beginning. Oh, the horror. Gang Jaiwi, you're a born-to-be mob boss, yet you walk like you have no spine. Uncle Jack Sang takes it upon himself to give a crash course on how a real man walks. Lower your center, stare with menace, and yes, even master the art of spitting on the street. He nails the look for about 3 seconds. Then the dreaded question comes. Where's the soul ring? Jaiwi's heart is in his throat. At home, locked up safe, he blurts. But Uncle Jack Sang's sharp eyes see right through him. That was a lie. The school hallway becomes a runway to hell. Uncle Jack Sang's blinding outfit and full-sleeve tattoos turn every single head. Gong yivi fils utterly exposed. Is that your father? A classmate gasps a slap to his face. Drenched in sweat, Jaiwi clings to his uncle like a limp puppet. His mind races with one thought. Escape. Get this walking catastrophe out of here before the gossip mill explodes tomorrow. Finally managing to shuffle his uncle off in another direction, the words, understood, young master, hang in the air like a threat. Jaiwi can only pray desperately. Please, don't let anything go wrong. He has no idea. The eye of a storm has just shifted from him to the door-marked teacher's office. The real trouble is about to begin. A knock echoes on the office door. Inside, lesson plans. Outside, a tempest. The teachers have no clue that a high-profile guardian is about to make an entrance. When the door swings open to reveal a face framed by chunky gold chains and crawling with tattoos. I'm Jaiwi's uncle. The very oxygen in the room freezes. Showtime. Pandemonium in the office. That's Jaiwi's uncle? Hey, he looks straight up Yakuza. Teacher Jang breaks into a cold sweat instantly. Even the 10-year veteran department head panics. Can we handle this? Should we call the cops? This isn't a parent-teacher conference. This is a gang boss inspecting his turf. Teacher Jang forces himself to stand. Trust me, I'll handle it. His colleagues scramble to flatter him. You're so brave. The scene is tragically comical. The teacher is up, but Uncle Jack Sang rises too. His massive frame takes one step forward, the pressure rolling over them like a tank. A collective gulp echoes in the room. This boss might not be as manageable as they hoped. Mr. Kim Song-hyun, sir, you have guts of steel. You actually invite this mountain of a man into the career counseling room and sweetly proclaim, Jaiwi is my most precious student. A beat later, you drop the bomb. Actually, Jaiwi has been showing some concerning behavior lately. The tea is still hot, but the atmosphere just hit absolute zero. Uncle Jack Sang sets his cup down gently, but his voice is laced with rust. So you're saying, our young master is a problem student? Mr. Kim's soul nearly leaves his body. Eek no, Jaiwi is an exemplary honor student, of course. But his excuses shatter as a hand, tattooed with a bloody carp, slams onto the desk. Bang. The teacup flies. The teacher's face turns ghostly white. This is the textbook definition of intimidation. Uncle Jack Sang applies pressure relentlessly, crushing Mr. Kim's mental defenses bit by bit. Finally, crossing his arms with a triumphant smirk, the uncle seals it. Mr. Kim surrenders completely, throwing his hands up and yelling, yes. Correct. Jaiwi is a problem student. A total troublemaker. Logic be damned. His only goal is to say what this man wants to hear and walk out alive. You thought it was over? So naive. Uncle Jack Sang drops another bomb. Teacher, are there students at this school who extort money from others? Mr. Kim bristles. What kind of absurd question is that? Our school strictly forbids all extortion. But as he speaks, the uncle's mind flashes to the shoe print on Jaiwi's back and that mocking voice. You got lucky this time. Old man, he's not here to listen to the teacher's complaints. He's here to investigate for his young master. End of interview. Uncle Jack Sang stands to leave, dropping a cryptic, the tea was finished. Mr. Kim, drenched in sweat, forces a grimace that's almost worse than crying. Please continue to take good care of Jaiwi. He knows deep down it's not a request. It's a warning. The moment the door closes, Mr. Kim slumps into his chair, gasping, "I saved." I was terrified. He thinks he dodged a bullet. Little does he know, the uncle's next target isn't him at all. Teachers whisper after he's gone, "Let's not invite Jiaoi's family for interviews anymore." Uncle Jack Sang smirks. Their cowardly faces haven't changed a bit in 10 years. He tightens his grip on the folder, eyes sharp as blades. The young master said his class is that way. He scans the hallways, his target locked on Shin, Jiang, Chiol. Cut. Sharp. Outside, on a gritty street, Shin Junkiol dangles a cigarette from his lips, proudly flashing the green gemstone ring to his gangster buddies, greed blazing in his eyes. "You got lucky, old man." Little does he know he didn't find treasure. He found a death warrant. His only thought? What's this going to sell for? Clueless that the noose around his neck is already tightening. The fangs of the Underworld clan are less than 100 meters away. Uncle Jack Sang stalks down the hall, his back a moving wall of muscle and ink. Two girls behind him gossip. "Wow, yikes. Is he a gangster? Look at his build, like a tattooed pig." Before they can finish, he turns. Cold, surgical eyes slice through them. "Shut up. What if he hears?" Fear swallows them whole. He frantically searches in and out of classrooms, every silhouette setting his nerves on edge. "Where are you hiding?" Finally, he locks onto a figure in uniform. With a savage grin, he grabs the shoulder from behind. "Hey." The guy turns around. It's not Shin Jiangkiol at all. "Damn it. Wrong guy." Uncle Jack Sang forces the rage down, mutters a stiff apology, and turns to leave. "Damn it," he roars internally. "As much as I want to find him and end him right now." But then, another uncle's words ring in his ears. "The battle from now on belongs to the young master alone. We must not interfere. The boss's order is iron law. He can't let his personal fury destroy their master's future." He walks down the stairs, one heavy step at a time. A set of brass knuckles clatters to the ground. Clang. His back is a picture of frustrated, suppressed fury. Better just follow the boss's word for now. In the end, he only spits one last threat into the empty air. "Lucky bastard. Shin Jiangkiol, you got really lucky this time. But your luck is about to expire." Back to Shin Jiangkiol. Crouched in an alley, he shoves the ring in his friend's face, practically drooling. "Hey, isn't this ring beautiful? How much can we get for it?" It looks crazy expensive. He's daydreaming about selling it for a motorcycle, blissfully unaware that this ring is tied to the honor and the hit list of the entire Brown Bear Syndicate. A buddy appraises it at 2,000,001. Jiangkiol's eyes gleam with avarice. 2 million just for getting hit by a rock. I hit the jackpot. He's so ecstatic his face contorts, even promising a cut to his boys. But when one asks, "Don't we get a share?" he snaps instantly. "You try getting hit by a rock too, huh? That's the price of my sacrifice." His cold, selfish nature is on full display. He's already planning his future with the ill-gotten gains. "Sell it for top price. I'm buying a bike." As for the other guy, get lost. His eyes are glued to the shimmering green gem. "Thank you, my precious dragon ring." He thinks he struck gold. In truth, he's just started digging his own grave. Look at those cold sweats. The family order has come. You must go beat up someone weaker than you. Take action today. Kong Ji-woon grips the phone, his forced smile instantly collapsing. Forcing a good student who's never even been in a fight to resort to violence and extortion? This is pushing him straight to the edge. On the other end, Uncle Kai Sang is nearly hysterical, celebrating this as the first step of the young master finally growing up. But the uncle who truly issued the order has a voice colder than ice, simply dropping the line, "Just do as he says for now," and ruthlessly tossing the choice back to Ji-woon. In this moment, kindness or family, he has to pick a side. The determination is there. I must become bad. But he's stuck on the very first step. In the school corridor, Kong Ji-woon scans his classmates like a rookie player, his mind racing. If I'm LV.1, those two guys, LV, what? No, they both seem stronger than me. He can't even identify his prey. This path of villainy is starting off on the hardest difficulty. A complete breakdown. He scans the whole school. LV.3, LV.2, LV.5. Even the friends in his eyes have higher levels. Impossible. How can there not be a single person weaker than me? This scion of a Yakuza family, so weak he can't even qualify to be a bully, is the biggest irony of all. Just as he sinks into despair, questioning reality itself, the real boss appears. One turn, a silhouette brimming with oppressive presence, a chilling move. The Ji-woon who just felt invincible a second ago is instantly pinned to the wall. The game prompt flashes. Ahead is LV.70. The dimensional drop has arrived. Muscle. Terrifying back muscles. A simple action of lifting a shirt completely shatters Ji Woong's perception. What kind of physique is that? What kind of oppressive aura is that? All his little schemes and determination moments ago are utterly pulverized before this absolute display of violent aesthetics. All he could do is nod numbly and say okay. But the plot twist is right around the corner. The Ji Woong who was just wallowing in self-pity a second ago now wears a mocking smile. The son of the Brown Bear Gang boss? Just a useless trash who's never been in a fight. Can even beat an elementary school kid. He's even planning how to step on this weakling to rise up. But suddenly a hand claps his shoulder from behind. That 40,000 one you just took from me. Can I have it back? The creditor is here. Found him. It's him. Songgu. LV.0. In Ji Woong's eyes, this is practically an EXP pack delivered to his doorstep. A predatory grin erupts on his face. But the next second, the other guy says with a playful laugh, "You were acting so real just now. I really thought you were going to rob me." Wait, what? So he thought it was all a joke? Acting? No, this time it's for real. Ji Woong grabs Sanggu by the collar, sweat soaking his hair, his eyes a volatile mix of madness and struggle. "Become the first sacrifice of my victory," he roars. "If this punch lands, the decade-old good guy label will shatter completely." Pressure. Absolute pressure. Ji Woong is completely engulfed by a terrifying shadow. Who is it? The creditor who claimed he was robbed? Or that LV.70 monster? He's scared almost into suffocation, letting out only incoherent, agonized screams, unable to even form a thought of resistance. Chaos erupts. Sanggu is screaming for help. Song Young-suk, help me. Can't you see he's trying to hit me? And Song Young-suk, the campus legend himself, stands right beside them, watching the farce unfold with an expressionless face. What is he thinking? Why isn't he intervening? This bystander is the greatest variable here. So it's him. The creditor is actually Song Young-suk, the real powerhouse. He watches the farce before him, his own mind in turmoil. Just walk away? Fine. Just throw one punch. That's all it takes. Just one hit. He wants a move, because it's the most direct way to deal with someone bullying his friend. Fist clenches, then releases. Just as Ji Woong braces for the hit, Song Young-suk grits his teeth and withdraws his hand. Damn it, I can't do it. Is it not fear but disdain? Or something else? As for Ji Woong, who thought he was about to be beaten, he's enraged by this sudden turn and flees, spewing curses. He collapses alone in the hallway, gasping for breath. Not from exhaustion, but the depletion after a belief system crashes. I really couldn't do it. What's even more devastating is that Sanggu, the one he saw as weak, points at him and calls him a bad guy. He tried so hard to become bad, only to earn himself utter disgrace and condemnation. His last mental line of defense falls to its knees. He stares at the Service Award and Good Deeds Award on the wall, proofs of the good person he spent a decade of his youth becoming. Will all the effort I put in to be a good person just vanish like this? Tears and sweat mingle. For the first time, he feels utterly lost and disgusted with his own life. Isn't it ironic? His good deeds are still receiving gratitude from classmates. The title, Angel Ji Woong, still circulates. But the scene shifts, and his uncle's icy voice shatters the illusion. Young master, becoming good is hard, but turning bad takes only an instant. All your effort over the past 10 years will vanish in a thin air. Can you handle that? It's not a question, it's a sentence. Can he handle it? Ji Woong recalls the guilt that nearly tore him apart when he grabbed Sanggu's collar. My heart is still racing, but he wipes the cold sweat, clenches his fists, and gives his answer to his uncle. Yes, I can. I'm counting on you, uncle. He has chosen to fall into darkness. Since there's no turning back, just plunge into the abyss. In Sanggu's eyes, I'm already a bad guy. Fine, let me slowly become bad like this. He wipes the fright and hesitation from his face, replacing it with a cold calm. The angel's wings are broken by his own hands in this moment. The true motive is finally exposed. The root of all his pain and transformation is, unbelievably, still Han Soo-jin. Anyway, all this time I lived like a good person just to win Soo-jin's heart. But now Soo-jin's heart has changed, so I'll just change along with it. What a twisted love. For the sake of someone who's no longer his, he's decided to destroy himself with his own hands. The villain makes his entrance. The classroom door swings open, and Kang Ji-woon walks in, sunglasses on, face expressionless. Instantly, the whole room falls silent, followed by the frantic scraping of chairs being pushed back. He came. That bad guy. Fear permeates the air. He's no longer an angel, but the bad guy everyone fears. The first one to confront him is her, Lee Ye-ji, who secretly likes him. With tears in her eyes, she grabs him. Sengu said you tried to hit him. That's not true, right? You always took care of him. You couldn't possibly do that to him. Her voice trembles. She can't believe the kind Jiwoong is gone. But Jiwoong just lowers his head, silent. Enough. Facing his best friend's tears and everyone's doubts, Jiwoong finally speaks, but only utters two icy words. Enough. Stop it, Sujin. He even gets the name wrong. He calls out the name of the Han Sujin he loves so deeply. In this moment, Yaji's heart, along with his decade of pretense, shatters into pieces on the floor. Now comes the real critical hit. He corners Han Sujin, his eyes filled with undisguised mockery and hurt. Look at what you become. His gaze falls on the girl's feet. You even wear matching slippers with Shin Kyung-chul. You two really are a perfect match. Every word is a dagger, precisely striking the most painful parts of Sujin's heart. Then he turns and walks away. He stepped on a landmine, as expected. How could a bully like Shin Kyung-chul tolerate someone insulting his girlfriend? He slams Jiwoong against the door, veins bulging. Who did you call a perfect match? You punk, still hanging around Sujin. Jiwoong's bad boy plan has successfully attracted his most troublesome enemy. Violence escalates. Shin Kyung-chul doesn't listen to any explanation, slapping Jiwoong into a daze. He sneers and orders his two lackeys. Guys who don't listen deserve a beating. Hold it down. Jiwoong wanted to be a bad guy, but faced with a real gang of school bullies, he instantly becomes a lamb to the slaughter. A downpour of fists. Damn it, you like Sujin, right? Every punch from Shin Kyung-chul carries jealousy and brutality, while his two cronies attack from the sides. Jiwoong takes hits to his stomach, his cheek, coughing up traces of blood, completely defenseless. His so-called turning bad is utterly laughable in the face of real violence. But it's not over. Shin Kyung-chul sneers and raises his left fist, acting hurt after a couple of light hits. I'm left-handed. He's about to go for the kill. Just then, a scream cuts through the chaos. Stop it. Shin Kyung-chul. Han Sujin rushes out and throws herself between them. Shin Kyung-chul is utterly enraged by this scene. He points at Han Sujin shielding Jiwoong and demands, word by word, "Are you taking a side right now?" The air freezes. Sujin panics, stammering, and no, that's not it. But her actions have already said it all. The powder keg of a love triangle. Its fuse has been lit. Seeing Sujin being dragged in, seeing Shin Kyung-chul's fist swinging towards her too, something inside Jiwoong explodes. All the endurance, all the plans, all the pain, transform into soaring rage. Stop, you scum. He's no longer a passive punching bag. An unprecedented power gathers in his eyes. The ultimate declaration of protection. Jiwoong lifts his head, blood on his face, but his eyes burn with a flame never seen before. He stares dead at Shin Kyung-chul, each word crashing down like a hammer. I don't care if you're dating Sujin. I don't care if I get beaten in front of her. He pauses, murderous intent surging. But if you dare lay a finger on Sujin, you will die by my hand, Shin Kyung-chul. Kindness is dead. The tyrant awakens. D*MN. Jiwoong is so used to being the nice guy, he's paralyzed. His fists are clenched, but his mind is screaming that nonsense about marrying a kind person. Brother, you want to go after your rival Sien Jiang-keol with this mindset? It's over before it even began. While Jiwoong is wrestling with his conscience, Sujin just delivers the knockout blow right in the hallway. That casual, after dating kind guy, it's actually not that great. A rough bad boy is. It's not a comment. It's the trigger that shatters his decade-long nice guy persona. Jiang-keol, your days are numbered. Fine. If being nice gets you nowhere, then I'll become the ultimate A*****. Jiwoong's mental switch flips to berserk. Reason? Morals? Crushed. Beat him up isn't a thought. It's a vow. You took my ring and my girl. Jiang-keol, the receipts are about to come due. Starting with your face. Action time. For his first battle, Jiwoong picks the low-hanging fruit, Sengu. But look at his form. Sloppy, hesitant kicks. He's throwing a tantrum, not a punch. This isn't a fight. It's a clumsy outburst. With skills like these, challenging Jiang-keol is basically volunteering to be a punching bag. What? He actually connected? Even Jiwoong is shocked. A fluke hit right to the face. But so what? He's outnumbered. This lucky shot just painted a bigger target on his back. He's not winning a fight. He's about to get dogpiled. Plot twist. Just as Jiwoong's about to get mobbed, the school's monster, Song Jong-suk, the judo ace, intervenes. One punch. Just one. The attacker's face is gone, replaced by agony. Jong-suk doesn't even break a sweat. This is what real power looks like. Silent and devastating. Here comes the coward, Jiang-keol again. Can't win a fair fight, so he brings lackeys, only to get swatted down by Jong Suk like a bug. And he has the nerve to whine, "Why do you always mess with me?" Jong Suk's reply is legendary, "Because you're always the one starting trouble." All bark, no bite, that's Jaeon Kyeol. Jaeon Kyeol is broken, spitting blood after Jong Suk's punch. He's just a heap of rage on the floor. He can't fathom why this monster keeps protecting Jawong. What he doesn't know is every tantrum he throws brings him closer to the edge. Jawong's uncles and his even colder father are watching. Jong Suk, the quiet enigma. A single glance, sharp as a blade. He helped Jawong, for no reason at all. The school's most mysterious force. Is there a deeper game behind his every move? Now, that's dominance. With Jong Suk in the mix, the bullies turn into terrified chicks. Fight me? Or carry him and get lost? That's not a choice. It's a threat. Watching their buddy shake on the ground, the other three don't hesitate. They grab him and scram. This is the aura of a king. After the chaos, Jong Suk offers Jawong a hand. Can you stand? Talk about a whiplash. From brutal enforcer to concerned classmate. This twist is wilder than any drama. Jawong is confused, shocked, and is that a flicker of gratitude? So much for taking you to the nurse. Look at Jawong's face. He's in agony. Jong Suk isn't helping him up. He's hauling a sack of potatoes. My guy's shoulder is about to dislocate. But dare he complain? Absolutely not. This is the Yapogan of sheer power. Even kindness comes with an iron grip. Cut to Jaeon Kyeol and his crew. What a pathetic sight. His lackeys hover around, but his mouth is tougher than his fists. Would you be okay? Obviously not. The kicker? His right eye is blurry, and his first thought is, should I sue him? Huh, a gangster resorting to lawsuits? How the mighty have fallen. Fear is spreading through Jaeon Kyeol's ranks. Even 3 of US couldn't take him. He's a monster. See that? A real powerhouse only needs his name to instill terror. Jaeon Kyeol is done. His pride, his standing, his lackey's loyalty, all shattered by one punch from Jong Suk. Can't win a fair fight? So what? Jaeon Kyeol flashes that signature, slimy grin. I'll use my connections to crush him. Connections? What connections does this 2-bit bully have? Unless he's planning to use Sujin, targeting her disappointment and pity for Jawong? Oh no, Jawong's greatest weakness just got a target painted on it. Back in the nurse's office, the air is thick. Jong Suk, of all people, is tending to Jawong, and he asks the million-dollar question. Did you have a reason to hit Sang-gu? Jawong has no answer. Jaeon Kyeol deserved it. But him? Was his violence just part of some pathetic bad boy act? Jong Suk hits him with a truth bomb harder than any fist. You're not the type to hit someone for no reason. That hurts more than any punch. It's trust from a genuine powerhouse. And it's a silent interrogation. Kang Jawong, who are you really? Who do you want to be? Jawong cracks. He screams that he had no reason at all. But then, he fires back with a sharper question. Then why do you always help me against Jaeon Kyeol? Boom. Even Jong Suk is momentarily speechless. Yeah, why do you keep getting involved? Jong Suk's answer is vague as hell. Well, let's say it's partly for your sake. For whose sake? Jawong is lost. They've never even spoken. The plot thickens. What's the hidden connection between Song Jong Suk and Kang Jawong? Back home, Jawong is spiraling. Jong Suk beat Jaeon Kyeol because he deserved it. Jawong beat Sang-gu to check off a bad guy to-do list. The contrast is brutal. It hits him. His fake toughness is just a pathetic pantomime in the eyes of a real predator. Meanwhile, on another front, the love war begins. Lee Yeji, who's secretly into Jawong, makes her move. She befriends Sang-gu and his buddy. Think she wants friends? Please. They're her strategic stepping stones to get closer to Kang Jawong. Love is a battlefield, people. Yeji's plan gets exposed in seconds. These two may seem dumb, but their instincts are razor sharp. Lee Yeji likes Jawong. Case closed. Yeji tries to play it cool, but internally she's screaming. Why are you guys so perceptive? To gather intel, Yeji tries a roundabout approach. You guys are girlfriends? I can introduce you to pretty friends. Even she cringes at this. But shocker, one of the idiots misinterprets it as her coming on to him. This is golden. Yeji drops the act and goes straight for the kill. What kind of girl does Kang Jawong like? The air freezes. The two guys exchange a panicked look, sweating bullets. Because they know the painful truth. Jawong has only ever had eyes for one person, Han Sujin. Do they tell her? One of the idiots suddenly goes full romantic delusion, laying out a whole campus couple future with Yeji. Yeji's blood is boiling. Who cares about you two? She fumes. My target is Jawong. Stop adding your own subplots. Staring at these two useless informants, Yeji reaches peak frustration. After all that, she didn't even learn basic intel like Jawung's favorite snack. She has an epiphany. Relying on these clowns is pointless. Time for a direct approach. At the critical moment, one genius pipes up, asks Su-jin. She's known him the longest. Cue the record scratch. Yeji's inner monologue screams, "You moron. If I could ask my rival, why would I be talking to you?" Yeji gives up on these two. Forget it. Asking her directly is faster. The guys panic, thinking she's about to confront Su-jin. But plot twist. She changes track. "Just tell me what Jawung usually eats." Nice fake out. Armed with intel, Yeji has a new mission. Accidentally run into the injured Jawung with his favorite snacks. The plan is simple. Food first, conversation later. Little does she know, the rumor mill is already grinding. Does Lee Yeji like Kang Jawung? Go time. Yeji bolts down the hallway like a woman possessed, heading straight for the nurse's office. Her friends are stunned, but she hates cowards. That's what everyone thinks. But love has a funny way of rewriting the rulebook. The silent war for Kang Jawung's heart has officially begun. The emotional storm breaks. On Lee Yuji's end, it's a frantic race against her own heart. Her feet pound the stairs, each step screaming her turmoil. She can't stop. She can't hide it. That bad guy sweater is a cruel joke now. Why am I so worried? Why do I care this much? The collision, the apology, it's nothing compared to the hurricane inside her. Switch scenes to the boiling point of despair. Kang Jaiwon, the bad guy wannabe, has completely shattered into pieces on the floor. Sobbing, heaving, wallowing in self-loathing. "I'm sorry, Songye. I am trash." A decade of pretense, the disgust at his own transformation, the agony of losing his best friend. It all comes crashing down. This isn't just a breakdown, it's a total meltdown. Hear that? The frantic footsteps outside. It's a countdown to exposure. Jaiwon immediately switches from meltdown to survival mode. The teacher? "I can't be caught crying." Pretend to sleep. He buries his face, trying to hide the tears and shame. Meanwhile, outside, Yuji is gasping for air, cursing the distance. The most pathetic game of hide-and-seek is about to begin. The door swings open. Yuji bursts into the room, a whirlwind of sweat and tangled emotions. Jaiwon's heart stops. It's her. She can't see me like this. Deep sleep, act deep sleep. One is trembling under a thin veil of pretense. The other is staring, breathless and conflicted. This isn't a nurse's office. It's the gates to emotional hell. The masterclass of awkward tension begins. Yuji approaches with snacks, feigning casual concern. "You okay? I already got beat up." Every word is a careful probe. Jaiwon, peeking through a slit in his eyelids, screaming internally. It's Lee Yuji. Must keep pretending. One pretends to care, the other pretends to be dead. The air is thick with everything left unsaid. The concern is real, but so is the rage. Yuji puts down the snacks. The gentleness lasts for exactly 3 seconds. The moment she turns away, her face freezes into an icy blade. "Shin Kyungchul, you're dead." That's not a threat, it's a promise. The fire in her eyes isn't anger, it's murder. Buckle up, Jaiwon. The avenging queen has logged on, and she's about to settle your score in blood. The moment Yuji leaves, Jaiwon resurrects in panic. She left. He stares at the snacks, utterly confused. What's her game? Before he can figure it out, more footsteps. Who now? Is it the teacher for real this time? His heart, which just settled, leaps back into his throat. Wait, that figure at the door. Long hair, white shirt. This vibe feels dangerously wrong. Double tap, incoming. The second intruder is none other than Han Su-jin. "Jaiwon, are you asleep?" Her voice is a feather, but it shatters Jaiwon's soul. "It's Su-jin. I am doomed." His brain short circuits. Only one move left. Maintain the corpse act. But Su-jin's gaze, lingering on him and the snacks, drifts far away. Her thoughts are with the one who just left. Lee Yuji. The irony is devastating. Su-jin sees the mint chocolate and almond bars, things Jaiwon hates. But these are both things I love. The bitterness is palpable. Then, in a move brutal in its finality, she throws them away. Lee Yuji is always so annoying. She's not annoyed by the snacks, but by the person who brought them and the one pretending to sleep. A silent, cruel accounting of affections, settled in the cold hospital room. A scene from hell, unfolding without warning. Shin Kyungchul, that persistent vermin, has tracked him down to the nurse's office. He pats the sleeping Jaiwon's head with a sickening grin. "Jaiwon doesn't like punks like you, right, Jaiwon?" That pat isn't just a touch. It's a slap in the face, a blatant taunt. Jaiwon's mind goes blank. Why is this bastard's hand so hot? Cue the entrance of the teacher, and watch the actors scramble. Sujin instantly transforms into the concerned classmate, the teacher into the caring adult. Jaiwan seems to be asleep. Sujin, do you know how Jaiwan got hurt? Faced with the teacher's piercing question, Sujin panics. Oh, her eyes dart, her mind racing for a lie. And in the corner, Jung-suk watches it all with a look that screams, I can't with this soap opera. The blame shifting is legendary. Cornered by the teacher, Sujin's brilliant idea strikes. She points dramatically and blurts out, he fell down the stairs. He. The lie is so weak, even she lets out a nervous chuckle. Meanwhile, Jaiwan, enduring on the floor, is probably screaming internally. Really? That's the story you're going with? The nice guy. Card works every time. The teacher hears fell down the stairs, and her imagination goes into overdrive. Aegu Jaiwan pushed himself to help someone again, didn't he? See? In everyone's mind, Kang Jaiwan is still the pushover nice guy. That label, his old armor, becomes his perfect shield. She sends Sujin away, oblivious that the helpful student on the bed is trembling uncontrollably. The act is over. With everyone gone, Jaiwan's dam breaks. Sobs rack his body, tremors he can't control. The teacher is alarmed, tries to approach, but is stopped by his choked plea. Let me be alone. He's not crying from physical pain, but from the gaping hole inside. The teacher watches this suddenly strange student, heart aching and utterly lost. Where did the always smiling Jaiwan go? Cut to the other side. A filthy deal is going down on a rooftop. Shin Kyung-chul holds the scorching hot soul ring like a lifeline. His buddies urge him to sell fast, but greed whispers to wait for a higher price. A bunch of juvenile clowns, haggling over pennies, completely unaware they're holding a sacred artifact tied to a beast they have no business provoking. The judge arrives. Just as Kyung-chul dreams of cash, a voice colder than ice cuts through the air. Shin Kyung-chul. Yuji is tracked down. Her gaze is a scalpel, dissecting the trash before her. And you stole that, didn't you? What happens when it blows up in your face? One sentence exposes his crime and scares off his lackeys. They flee, leaving Kyung-chul alone to face the wrath of the avenging queen. The masks are OFF. Cornered by Yuji, Kyung-chul drops all pretense. He waves the ring, playing the ultimate victim. Asterisk, I'm asterisk the one who got hurt today, okay? The audacity. Yuji lets out a sharp, disbelieving laugh. Oh, you're the victim? Each syllable is a slap. This was never a conversation. It's an execution. The ultimate humiliation. Kyung-chul's depravity knows no bounds. Staring at the furious Yuji, he actually smirks. Kiki, should I thank you for having a crush on me once? That sentence is more venomous than any punch. It twists her past, innocent feelings into the ugliest mockery. Yuji's world shatters. How dare he? Plot bomb detonated. While Yuji is grilling him, Kyung-chul abruptly shifts targets. To Lee Yuji. Lee Yuji, I gave you an inch and you took a mile? Yuji is thrown. A horrifying thought crashes into her mind. Kyung-chul and Lee Yuji? Was he stringing Sujin along while messing with Yuji too? This scumbag's playing a whole ocean of fish. The disgusting comparison. Kyung-chul sinks to new depths of repulsiveness. He reaches for Yuji's chin, eyes roving like she's merchandise. Sorry, should I date you instead? You do have a different charm than Han Sujin. He's weighing them, degrading them. And Sujin, hearing this, feels her world crumble. She likes him? What does that mean? Faith shattered. Sujin has clung to the lie. He truly cares for me. But now, witnessing Kyung-chul spew such filth at another girl, her entire defense system explodes. It can't be. He's just trying to shake off Lee Yuji. She's making one last, desperate excuse. But her tears betray her. She screams, enough. Kyung-chul couldn't do that. It's a heartbreaking cry of denial. The breakup brutal and blunt. Kyung-chul is bored. He lays his cards on the table for Sujin. I'm not dating Lee Yuji. And as for you and me, we're done. His tone is flat, casual. Sujin freezes. You, how can you say that so suddenly? Boom. Not thunder, but the sound of her entire castle of love crumbling into dust. Total collapse in an instant. I said her breaking up. The final nail in the coffin. Sujin collapses to her knees, weeping uncontrollably, clinging to denial. You're lying, and Kyung-chul? He just turns away, cold as stone, tossing a threat to a bystander. Talk to me again, and you're dead. See? That's him. Value extracted. Not even dignity is spared. The circus is over, leaving only wreckage. Simiyu watches the crazy Kyung-chul and the shattered Sujin, feeling nothing but absurdity. What is even happening? I'm going insane. She can't be bothered with this mess anymore. Looking at the sky, she mutters, whatever. It's the exhausted sigh of a bystander, watching a storm of so-called love destroy everyone it touches. The eerie calm in the eye of the storm. Jiwon staggers out of the nurse's office, body and soul battered. The teacher's concern fades behind him. He just needs to escape, to hide, to decide. Everyone thinks it's over, but they're wrong. This is just the heavy, silent dusk before the real hurricane hits. The dark transformation, in progress. In the empty hallway, Jiwon clenches his fist. A terrifying, crystal-clear thought forms. Sujin isn't wrong. I am. I failed to become her boyfriend. To be your boyfriend, I must become a bad guy. I don't want to bully the weak, but I want to beat Shin Kyung-chul to a pulp. See the logic? To protect, he must turn bad. To be bad, he must become strong. For the first time, his eyes burn with pure, destructive fire. But the real storm arrives the moment he opens his front door. The house is unervingly silent. Uncles. He steps into the living room, and his blood runs cold. On the floor, 3 of his most loyal uncles, suited up, lying unconscious. His home has been breached. Time itself is wrong. Jiwon looks at his watch in horror. He should be in school, but he's home? This glitch in reality chills him to the bone. Then, from the shadows, a voice, chillingly familiar yet foreign, drips with mocking amusement. You really have changed, haven't you? Jiwon's head snaps up. That voice, it can't be. The king has returned. The man lounging on the sofa, slick back hair, sharp suit, radiating absolute authority. That face, that aura. Jiwon's voice trembles. Dad? Kan Hanguk. The boss of the Brown Bear gang. His demanding father, the one who forced him to become bad, has arrived. And he looks different. The carefully constructed facade of a good guy that Kang Ju-woong wore for 10 years doesn't just crack, it shatters into a million pieces the moment he steps inside his own home. Lounging on the sofa with a smile that doesn't reach his eyes sits the man he least expected, the man who controls the shadows, his father, Gang Han-guk, head of the Brown Bear Syndicate. His father's voice cuts through the tension like a blade. Gulme, sit. It's not an invitation, it's a command. Ji-woong's world tilts. His own home feels alien, transformed into a courtroom where he is the sole defendant. 3 years of carefully maintained distance vanish in an instant. Let me see how much you've grown, his father says, the words laced with cold appraisal. It's not a father's pride, but a boss inspecting his potential heir, a tool to be molded. The twist is brutal. Ji-woong braces for scorn over his problem student status. Instead, his father slaps him with a mock congratulations, a sarcastic seal of approval for getting beaten up. In this twisted world, failure is the expected rite of passage. His father's patience snaps. Pointing at the fresh bruises, he roars, the son of the Brown Bear boss, always getting beaten. Utter trash. 10 years of running away have led to this ultimatum. The heir education starts now. No debate. A decade of swallowed pride and hardship is thrown back in his face. What have you done in 10 years besides get beaten? The final ultimatum hangs in the air like a noose. Accept your legacy, or be disowned. Ji-woong tastes blood in his mouth, the metallic tang of his own breaking point. The dam breaks. Tears and frustration explode from Ji-woong as he screams his truth into the face of cold authority. I'm tired too. I've been exhausted for 10 years. It's the first time he's shown his raw, bleeding weakness. His father's response? A dismissive scoff. Crying? Are you really my son? A world of hope shatters with a single laugh. Thinking of escape? Think again. Gang Han-guk moves with predatory grace, dismantling his son's last fantasy. You want to shed the title son of Gang Han-guk and chase your own little life? His smile is a knife's edge. A parent can't lose to their child, which means he's about to play a much darker game. You think you're my only option? Foolish. Gang Han-guk reveals his trump card, his words conjuring visions of countless hungry replacements waiting in the wings. I have other sons, all across the country. He pats Ji-woong's cheek, a mockery of gentleness. The choice is yours. But the unspoken threat hangs heavy in the air. It's no choice at all. 10 years of evasion, boiled down to a final 24 hours. The sentence is delivered with cold finality. Give me your answer by tomorrow. Refuse again, and you're no longer my son. He has pushed Ji-woong to the cliff's edge, forcing him to sever the very life his decade of goodness built. The clock is ticking. Ji-woong collapses, shivering on the cold floor. His father is cruel beyond measure. Yet behind him, his uncles kneel in unwavering loyalty. He's trapped in a vice, caught between the crushing weight of his family's legacy and the faint, dying pulse of his own will. As the young master's figure fades up the stairs, Uncle Ji-wook's expression hardens into ice. The subordinates who were just happily sweating moments ago now freeze under his gaze. A single look silences the room. The cold, unforgiving gears of the family machine have begun to turn. Uncle Jae-wook's brow is furrowed deep. After all these years serving as boss, this level of raw, personal pressure is unprecedented. Will the young master really accept? A subordinate dares to ask, voicing the unease thick in the air. A storm is gathering, and no one knows when it will break. Uncles Gaisang and Taegon share the heavy silence. If the young master says no, what awaits them? The so-called nannies? Ridicule? Exile? Their fates are inextricably tied to his choice. This hesitation isn't just personal, it's a gamble with all their lives on the line. The cold water does little to wash away the stinging words. The bruises on his back ache, physical badges of shame from a decade of playing the good guy. Father, he whispers into the steam, the word not a comfort, but a source of deep, personal agony. That man shoved him headfirst into the muck of his destiny. Crap, it's Uncle Jae-wook. Ji-woong scrambles into his pajamas, a frantic mantra in his head. He can't see the bruises. Each frantic cover-up is a desperate, failing attempt to hold onto the good guy persona. Little does he know, his uncle's eyes see right through the fabric. His uncle's question hits like a spear thrust. Young master, is it that you can't hit someone weaker than you? The Good Citizen Awards and Acts of Bravery plaques mock him from memory. To protect requires power, and power in this world often flows from a darker source. He's caught in the very paradox he tried to escape. Uncle Jae-wook lays out the final, forbidden path. Accept the heir's education, and they will forge him into something strong. It's a pact with the family devil. As Ji-woong teeters on the edge of this choice, fate gives him one last, desperate tug. The phone rings. His uncle's words strike the core of his being. The power to protect what you want to protect. That's the root of all his torment. It's not about being bad. It's about being strong enough to shield Soo-jin. Alone in the dark, a single, harrowing memory floods back. The terrified look on her face as she fell. Shin Kyung-chul's mocking laugh still echoes, the internal war against becoming bad, tearing him apart. Then, his phone screen illuminates the dark, Soo-jin. A bolt of pure, chilling dread shoots down his spine. Her voice comes through the line, shattered by sobs. Jung, I'm in so much pain. Each word is a blade twisting in his gut. All hesitation, all doubt evaporates in an instant. His girl is crying. His girl needs help. The line goes dead. He sits on the edge of the bed, his old wounds throbbing in sync with his heartbeat. The power to protect. His uncle's words and Soo-jin's tears become a deafening chorus in his mind. He stands, the sound of his own footsteps heavy with finality, and walks toward the path he's run from for a decade. He stands at the top of the stairs, a line of light and shadow cutting across him. Below, his loyal uncle's wait. Above, the darkness of his choice beckons. A new fire ignites in Ji-woong's eyes. He looks down at his guides and roars his decision into the silence. I've decided. I'll take the heir's education. I'll get strong, and I'll crush every single bastard who. I'll crush them all. A decade of pent-up rage and desperate need to protect erupts like a volcano. To beat the bad guys, you must become worse. To protect what's yours, you must become the worst. Uncle Gaisang's eyes well up with fierce pride. Young master, we've been ready for this since 10 years ago. The war for his soul and her safety begins now. Promotional insert. Event advertisement. The training regime starts with a bang. When Uncle Jae-wook announces, starting today, special training, Ji-woong's response silences the room. I'm not going to school anymore. To become strong, he's severing his last, fragile tie to the normal world in one bold stroke. Uncle Gaisang is moved to tears, vowing his all. And Ji-woong, standing amid imagined flames, bellows, I know. This isn't teenage dramatics. It's a declaration of war. War against the weak, beaten boy he was for 10 years. The boy who watched helplessly as Soo-jin was taken away. But the first trial isn't physical. It's psychological. Uncle Gaisang, the scar on his forehead like a mark of experience, pins him with a gaze. That crucial soul ring, you have it safe? Ji-woong's face drains of color. The ring, it's already in the hands of that bastard, Shin Kyung-chul. Just say the word, and we'll find that punk and rearrange his face. Uncle Gaisang's offer is tempting, the might of the family at his fingertips. But Ji-woong's fists clench. A fiercer, more personal desire surges. Rely on others? No, this time, he'll do it himself. When Ji-woong grits out, I want to beat him with my own hands. Uncle Gaisang pauses, then crushes him in a fierce, back-thumping hug. It's not just affection, It's acceptance, the passing of a torch. Change into your uniform, to the training room. The molting of the black air begins right here, with a roar and an embrace that seals his fate. No more pretending. Kang Ji-woong rips off his decade-long good boy persona. The school uniform is gone. Now, he's the successor of the Brown Bear Gang. His old, ordinary life? He's done with it. To protect her, he'll leap into the abyss without hesitation. The new bad boy has awakened. Special training begins. Uncle Chi Sang jumps straight into a brutal physical assessment. But looking at the young master's frame, he's got zero expectations. First test, squats. You'd expect a newbie, but his form is textbook perfect. Uncle Chi Sang is stunned. So this is genetic? 20 kilos? Almost finished him. The bench press took another half of his soul. This isn't building muscle. It's rebuilding his entire skeleton. Pull-ups? Uncle's got him in the most humiliating human suspension assist. So awkward, but he swallows the shame to get stronger. Final test, the deadlift. Even Uncle Chi Sang is hesitant inside, but he can't back out. This is the young master's trial. The moment of truth. When the weight hits 100 kilograms, Ji-woong stands up. Was he hiding his strength? No. Uncle Chi Sang's mind is blown. Deadlifting 100 kilograms like it's nothing? Uncle Chi Sang's brain crashes. The only clue? The young master used to carry heavy bags for the elderly. This strength is unnatural. Still confused? Let's have an arm wrestle. Uncle Chi Sang, I'll go easy. Let the young master feel good. He's already planned a noble way to lose in his head. The match begins. But Uncle Chi Sang's smile instantly fades. There's something wrong with the young master's grip. It's like his real strength is locked away on purpose. Case cracked. The young master has a fatal flaw. He's terrified of his own strength and gives up before he even tries. His ingrained goodness is he's sabotaging him. Cornered. Uncle Chi Sang explodes. His forehead veins bulge like red walnuts. He's screaming inside, I didn't go easy. That monstrous grip strength has a secret origin. Flashback to 10 years ago. The secret behind that monstrous strength? Sheer kindness. He trained those hands by massaging a whole house full of gangster uncles every single day. Revelation. The real match begins now. Uncle Chi Sang's eyes turn predatory. Now I know the source of your power. I'll force that kindness to become a beast. Uncle Chi Sang goes full power, muscles bulging. But the young master's arm doesn't even budge. The onlookers are stunned. Is this a prank show? There it is. Uncle Chi Sang's last defense shatters. With a thunderous bang, the young master wins. The gang's arm wrestling champ is defeated by a decade of holy massaging. Uncle Chi Sang trembles with excitement. Not from a loss, but from the vision. The young master's body was polished into a weapon by kindness all along. It just needs the right switch and someone to flip it. In this moment, Uncle Chi Sang sees the shadow of the original gang leader in him. The dormant brown bear is finally awakening. Dominate the school? Think bigger. Uncle Chi Sang's ambition is for the young master to rule the entire district. The path of the bad boy begins for real now. Change your mindset. Lie down. Here, winning is the only thing that matters. Even if your opponent goes easy, you must learn to crush their kindness with a smile. That's the successor's resolve. What? Skip school starting today. Uncle Chi Sang, are you a demon? This isn't training. This is kidnapper-style boot camp. Want to ring back? Want to crush Shin Kyung-chul? Want to protect her? Then endure this bone-grinding agony. Believe me, I'll forge you into the strongest. All in. Secluded training, cut off from the world. 3 days later, when Kang Ji-woong steps back into the classroom, everyone feels it. This man is different. Meanwhile, school is in chaos. Kang Ji-woong has vanished. The teacher is worried. A student saw terrible uncles at his house. Oh no, the plot just got way more mysterious. Cut to a heartwarming sibling moment. But the little sister's next words freeze the air. That kind big brother? I haven't seen him lately. The sister grows more anxious. He was so weak. What if he got hurt? You're strong. Go help him. Innocent concern becomes a gear in the wheel of fate. To cheer up his sister and satisfy his own curiosity, another beast, Song Jung-suk, decides to pay a personal visit to this missing kind-hearted brother. A late night visit straight into the path of two suited thugs. Tension skyrockets. But the moment Jung-suk mentions Jiran High School and Kang Ji-woong, from ready to kill to kneeling and inviting him in, the uncles almost mistook him for an assassin from a rival gang, until they saw the student ID. That was a close call. Song Janseok is at the door. Jiang Jixiong hasn't been to school for days, so he went straight to his turf. Uncle Yang Jae-wook coldly blocks the way, saying the young master is in seclusion training. But when John Seok reveals he's from the judo club, Uncle Yang's eyes sharpen. He instantly orders someone to go get Brother Chong Sang. Uncle Oh Kai-sang bursts out, shirtless and confused. And who's that sitting on the sofa? It's Song John Seok, the judo prodigy he was just hyping up. The air turns awkward instantly. Uncle Yang calmly points out this kid is from Jiron High's judo team. Uncle Oh is floored. The genius he was just raving about is Ji Xiong's classmate? Song John Seok just came to find someone, but now he's being escorted upstairs by two gangster uncles. Trying to leave? Too late. Uncle Oh changes into shorts, his whole aura shifting, leading him straight to a door labeled training in progress. Perfect timing and a warm-up first? This isn't a visit. It's a press gang sparring session. The door opens, and sure enough, the opponent is Jiang Jixiong. But this isn't a formal judo match in a GI. It's bare-knuckle, real fighting. Uncle Oh grins like a devilish coach, forcing John Seok to spar. John Seok hesitates. No GI, huge skill gap. But seeing Jixiong's face, his fighting spirit ignites anyway. It's on. John Seok reads Jixiong's technique, easily evading the first grab. But the next second, his hair stands on end. Jixiong lifts him off the ground, with just the grip strength of his right hand. What kind of monstrous power is this? And it's not over. Jixiong roars finishing move. A brutal one-handed slam crashes down. John Seok is thrown into a daze, his mind reeling. Is Jiang Jixiong's grip strength for real? Uncle Oh fans the flames from the sidelines, saying Jixiong is just a weakling desperately trying to get strong, a different breed from top contenders like you. So, want to take him on for real? The taunt works. John Seok's eyes change, from probing to hunting. He strides towards the training room, his sheer presence forcing the other sparring partners to back off. Uncle Yang's objective echoes. Young master, your goal this time is to stand your ground against a far superior peer. Face him head on. The real showdown begins. John Seok is still assessing. Only trained a few days, still rough, right? But the next second, Jixiong's fist tears through the air with a whoosh. Wham! A direct hit. John Seok instantly concludes, he's no match for me. The gap in skill and physique is just too wide. Is this a stomp? John Seok moves. He's too fast. Just as Jixiong tries to grab him, a nimble footwork evades it. Leg techniques? Useless. John Seok seizes Jixiong's arm, executing a flawless shoulder throw. Thud. Jixiong slams into the ground, gasping for air. They're not even on the same level. Jixiong is getting pummeled, but the ferocity in his eyes hasn't faded. Struggling, his body suddenly moves on instinct. A swift striking technique lashes out, forcing John Seok back 2 steps. Even Jixiong is stunned. He stepped back? That was a strike? His dormant instincts are awakening. John Seok is shocked too. That solid impact just now, was it because of his insane grip strength? Jixiong seizes an opening, lunging for a single leg takedown. But John Seok's thigh is like an iron pillar. Jixiong can't budge it. The failed takedown just leaves him at his opponent's mercy. Out of desperation, Jixiong erupts. John Seok grabs his hair, going for the apple splitter finisher. But through the agony, Jixiong fires back with a dirty trick, a vicious pinch to John Seok's inner thigh. John Seok's face contorts in pain, sweat pouring. This little brat, he's fighting dirty? Jiang Jixiong, I never thought you'd resort to pinching. John Seok is shocked and furious. Jixiong's leg is numb, but his gaze is stubborn. On the sidelines, Uncle Oh's men are dumbfounded. Did the boss really teach the young master such a dirty move? John Seok's thighs are too solid to grab properly? No problem. Jixiong channels all his grip strength into his fingertips, delivering a crippling pinch to the core thigh muscle. This is the young master's exclusive secret weapon. John Seok's leg nearly gives out. Damn it, my leg. But he's fully provoked now, locking Jixiong's wrist in return. You want to go all out? Backed into a corner, Jixiong's arms are too short. In a panic, he punches John Seok in the neck. Cough. Cough. John Seok nearly chokes. This time it's the neck. Jixiong is sweating bullets. Sorry, you're too tall. I could only reach your neck. That excuse is just adding insult to injury. The absurd, brutal sparring session finally ends. Clutching his neck, John Seok watches Jixiong walk away, gritting his teeth. Jiang Jixiong, you're really too despicable. You wanted to fight to the death, didn't you? There's no clear winner, but something has fundamentally changed. After the fight, it's time to talk. John Seok asks why Jixiong let someone like Shin Kyungcheol bully him. Jixiong admits he was scared, had never fought. But now, he needs opponents like John Siak. Before he can finish, Uncle O arrives, all smiles. Let's get you patched up and fed. Beside him, a menacing red-shirt muscle man singles out the guy who hit the young master. The atmosphere turns dangerous again. Lying on the ground, Jixiong smiles and says, "It felt good," leaving everyone speechless. Uncle O's eyes widen in shock. He smiled. That expression of enjoying the pain. Is he a masochist? No, it's a decade's worth of suppressed fighting instinct finally finding an outlet. In the kitchen, Uncle O transforms into a chef, sizzling up steaks for protein. But Jixiong stares at the meat on his plate with visible pain and resistance. Uncle Yang notices. "Are you allergic to meat?" Jixiong sweats. It's not that. This beef brings back some painful memories. At the dinner table, Uncle O makes a bold offer. Come train here for a week, room and board included. But John Siak declines. He has to go home and take care of his little sister. Jixiong hears about his family situation for the first time, stunned. Uncle O frowns. We just need to handle that, right? That sounds ominous. Uncle O makes one call to judo team's senior Dubak, and with a few words, he handles John Siak's team practice. Hanging up, he claps John Siak on the shoulder. The judo team is sorted. Starting today, come straight here after school for special training. The efficiency of a gangster family is terrifying. John Siak is internally conflicted, but Uncle Yang can tell and tells him not to force it. Yet after tasting Uncle O's steak, his eyes light up. It's delicious, really delicious. Food can be the best comfort. A meal brings the three men closer. At their parting, John Siak looks at Jixiong's spacious home and murmurs, "Your house is really nice." Perhaps he's thinking how great it would be if his sister could live in a place like this. Behind this simple envy lies a heavy reality. At the gate, Jixiong insists on giving John Siak a bag of food. "For your sister, take it and eat it together." John Siak can't refuse, thanking him repeatedly. It's a bag of red bean buns, simple kindness, but warmer than any delicacy. At night, carrying the bag of buns home, John Siak feels a warmth inside. She'll be so happy. Behind the window at home, his little sister is already waving. What Big Brother brought back isn't just food, but the warmth of being cared for. Meanwhile, someone else is going crazy with worry. Li Yoji is going out of her mind. Jiang Jixiong hasn't come to school for days, and he's not replying to messages. She fires off texts, then gets mad at herself for caring so much. Did he get beat up and hospitalized somewhere again? Once that thought pops up, she can't sit still. Her friends see right through Yeoji's anxiety and give direct advice. Instead of worrying, just go to his house. If you're uncomfortable going alone, get one of Jixiong's friends to go with you. The purple-haired friend smirks. You guys are geniuses. Plan set. Yeoji is initially thrilled, thinking she has a justified reason to see her crush. But then she turns to see her two friends giving her those we-know looks. I never said it was Jiang Jixiong. How did you know? Duh. Everyone knows you have a crush on Jiang Jixiong. Public humiliation, social death on the spot. Blushing, Yeoji goes to Jixiong's friends for help, only to be coldly rejected. We're not going. We're busy. Busy with what? Looking down, she sees two gaming addicts with bloodshot eyes. Today is the soul of Duo Q, the silver rank promotion match. So a friend's safety comes after a virtual rank? Yeoji gets pissed too, flaunting her platinum rank to mock them. You're only bronze? That does it. The two boys instantly see red, erupting. Give me your ID. I'm looking up your match history. You probably got carried for all your wins. An absurd war of words erupts over finding someone versus gaming ranks. Yeoji finally scoffs. ID? Yoj Princess. Whatever. I'm not stooping to you silver noobs. While these two are sweating over their game ranks, Li Rueji in the corner only has eyes for the bad boy who's destroying himself for his childhood sweetheart. See how her gaze locks onto Song Zhongshua, the ace of the judo team. Looks like she's assembling a search party. Li Rueji successfully recruits her help. A simple thank you? Please, she's sharp. Just happen to be free. Tag along. What a coincidence. I'm looking for Jiang Jixiong too. Read between the lines. It's all strategy. And Song Zhongshua isn't just being nice. Agreeing that easily means he's got his own agenda. Look at Li Rueji's panic. It's an open book to Song Zhongshua. Jixiong's disappearance is no secret. Her little plan is crystal clear. She claims ignorance, but drags him along anyway. Too late. They've got eyes on him already. Her brotherly Doubois is watching with a cold smirk. Called it. The old foxly Doubois has been lurking. His first reaction to seeing his sister with Jixiong's friend? My sister's not good enough for him. Savage. But the real kicker is his final thought. Zhongshu is somewhat trustworthy. A thug like I'm talking about trust? Something shifting. Switch to a shabby, absurd scene. That clown Shun Jingche, in a borrowed suit, is about to sell the ring. His lackey looks terrified. Shun's inner monologue is gold. Gold prices are up. Do I look mature now? A thug cosplaying adulthood is the coldest joke of the year. They're walking straight into a trap. A dilapidated gold shop, empty counters. This is no business. It's an ambush. Shun Jingche foolishly shouts, "Hey, mister, we have customers," only to get a sinister hee-hee from the bald guy inside. His sidekick is panicking. The vibe is perfect. This is the uncle's trap, and the mouse is cornered. Here it comes. The classic cat and mouse game, a favorite of the uncle's. The fool Shun Jingche asks, "What's he doing?" Right on cue, the shutter slams down, trapped. The bald uncle's enjoying his hide and seek. "I see your hair. Those footsteps are closing in. Escape is off the menu." Plot twist. This isn't the gold shop. It's a police station office. Shun Jingche is terrified, the bald figure appearing behind him like a ghost. The line, "Because I have no hair you can't find me," sounds like a joke, but it's pure menace. Shun's shaking, trying to call the cops, only for the bald man to declare, "Found you." Game over. He didn't come to sell a ring. He came to deliver himself. Now for the real interrogation. Uncle Wu Qixiong puts on the brass knuckles and turns. Shun Jingche is pissing himself. Why so surprised? Besides taking that ring, I have other reasons to beat you to death. Just the words alone hurt. Shun finally gets it. You were planning to sell me out. Too bad. The hunter's knife is already raised. Shun Jingche tries to beg. Useless. I'll give the ring back. No need. Wu Qixiong's 3 words are his death sentence. Shun makes a last-ditch gamble. Maybe he's all bark and no bite. Next moment, BM. A critical hit smashes into his face, sending him sprawling with blood and foam. This isn't a fight. It's an execution. Shun Jingche is beaten to a pulp. But it's not over. Wu Qixiong yanks his hair. Hold on to the ring. Its owner will come for you personally. Sell it. Lose it. You die by my hand. The ring is now a bomb strapped to Shun's body. Then comes the killer line. Your hair is quite thick. Bring the razor. His dignity is about to be shredded too. Title card. Bad guy. Shun Jingche's nightmare is just the prologue. The real bad guy is training in a mansion. The terrified Shun and this cursed soul ring are about to become the eye of the storm. Ding dong, a new tempest is at the door. Who's there? Li Ruizhi and Song Zhongshuo. They actually found Jiang Zhixiong's home. A burly guard in a suit and shades stops them. Not someone to mess with. Zhongshuo's friend? Guomein. They're invited inside a palace of a mansion. Li Ruizhi is floored. Jiang Zhixiong is rich. She only ever saw the tip of the iceberg. Deep in the mansion, the atmosphere snaps tight. The guard knocks. Boss, the young master's friends are here. The voice from behind the door is sharp as a blade. The door opens, and the uncles inside turn their scrutinizing gazes on them. The air freezes. Li Ruizhi and Song Zhongshuo's hearts are pounding. This isn't a visit. It's entering the lion's den. Blocking the way is the scar-faced Uncle Wu Qixiong. He recognizes Li Ruizhi as that delinquent girl from school, a smirk playing on his lips. I didn't know the young master already had a girlfriend. Li Ruizhi instantly combusts with embarrassment, blurting out, "And no, not yet." She spilled everything. Song and the guard can't hide their shocked faces. Now for the main event. Footsteps echo, and the missing man appears. Li Ruizhi looks up, her heart nearly stopping. Jiang Zhixiong steps out, barefoot, in a tight training outfit. His entire aura has shifted. Defined muscles, a gaze sharp enough to cut. Is this the gentle boy she knew? This is a beast just released. Li Ruizhi is blushing. She stammers, "You got buffer?" But Jiang Zhixiong just calmly asks why she's there. Uncle Wu takes over as the host. "Miss Li, why don't you have a look around while you wait?" A look around? At what? In the next moment, she's thrown headfirst into a world she can't comprehend. The tour begins. No pool or ballroom. It's a live combat training ground. Jiang Zhixiong is sparring fiercely with Song Zhongshuo. Punches and kicks fly, sweat everywhere. Song complains, "Why did you call me to watch this?" Uncle Wu comments proudly. Pairing the young master with Zhongshuo was brilliant. His confidence has soared. They're using people as EXP farms. The battle intensifies. Zhixiong executes a takedown, slamming Song hard into the mat. Li Ruizhi watches, stunned. Wow, that must hurt. But she's more confused. How much longer do I have to watch this? The coaches analyze nearby. With your grip strength, you should focus on ground techniques. Your reach is too long. This isn't a brawl. It's systematic military training. Training ends, the mood shifts instantly. From life and death combat to lying on the floor, discussing techniques. Only Li Ruizhi stands out like a sore thumb. They all seem so close, except for me. Why on earth am I watching this? A wave of exclusion and loneliness crashes over her. She's completely sidelined. Another mood whiplash. The enthusiastic Uncle Yang Zixu invites everyone to dinner. Li Ruizhi forces a smile and agrees. At the table, Jiang Zhixiong actually thanks her for the meat she gave him before, mentioning his sister loved it. For a moment, the familiar, gentle Zhixiong seems to return. But the uncle's overwhelming hospitality flusters her, and she can only blurt out a desperate, "Hey, Jiang Zhixiong." Li Ruizhi can't hold back. "So why weren't you at school?" Jiang Zhixiong delivers a deadpan lie with a straight face. "I was in seclusion training," and adds a he laugh. Song Zhongshua chimes in to help. He can't use his phone during training. These two are tag-teaming, leaving Li Ruizhi completely baffled. Does she have a crush on a Chinibu kid or a mafia heir? Bomb detonated. Uncle Yang returns Zhixiong's phone. Training's over. Zhixiong turns it on and freezes. His inbox is flooded with aggressive messages from Li Ruizhi. "What did you send? So pushy." Li Ruizhi instantly dies of shame, screaming as she lunges for the phone. "Don't look at it here." Their secret is about to become public entertainment. The room goes silent. The uncle saw everything. The fat and thin uncles exchange a look. Seems like the first time the young master brought a classmate home. Haven't seen him play around like that in ages. Finally, the most serious uncle, Yang Zixu, casts a razor-sharp glance their way. His subtext is clear. Will this girl affect the young master's growth and the family's grand plan? The temperature plummets. Guess out. The chaotic home visit finally ends. Jiang Zhixiong waves goodbye at the door, promising to see them tomorrow. Li Ruizhi and Song bicker as they leave. But the camera pulls back. A mysterious, star-eyed, bald silhouette appears in the night. That's not Uncle Wu. Who is it? A new threat, already lurking in the shadows? A late-night heart-to-heart. Uncle Wu acts like a caring father, telling Zhixiong to get some sleep. Watching his friends leave, Zhixiong sighs. Having friends is nice. Wu responds, "I've always believed in you, young master." It's a mafia family's warmth, but also a heavy chain. That belief means Zhixiong has no way out now. His path as a bad guy truly starts tomorrow. A new day begins with an absurd makeover. Jiang Zhixiong's school blazer has been altered by Uncle Wu, with wires sewn into the collar. It's stiff as steel, impossible to fold down. That's how you project power. The uncles will stop at nothing to craft the perfect bad guy image. Zhixiong looks at this armor and can only accept it with a wry smile. The grand exit. At the foot of the stairs, suited enforcers stand in formation, shouting in unison, "Good morning, young master." Zhixiong is screaming internally, but externally, he has to play it cool. At Uncle Wu's, "Let's go," he's escorted out of this gilded cage like a puppet. What awaits him outside is the judgmental gaze of the entire school. But wait, it gets worse. 3 black sedans line up, suited men bowing at 90 degrees. "We will accompany you to school." Zhixiong turns to stone. There's even a designated ex-commander driver. This isn't going to school. It's a royal procession. Zhixiong feels suffocated. He wants to run, but can he? The families will has him completely surrounded. The car moves, but there's no escape. Looking back, the uncle's car tails him like a shadow. He wants to speed away, but his body betrays him, slumping into the seat. In that moment, his inner monologue reveals all. Maybe I shouldn't be the successor. But as the door opens again, he can only take a deep breath. Jiang Zhixiong's heroic return is destined to be a grand, forced performance. Young Master Ji Wun is escorted to school by his family's fleet of black cars again. He begs to be dropped off early in an alley, just to avoid the showy arrival at the school gate. Sweet relief. But that relief turns to ice in his veins, because this is the alley, the one where his enemy, Sun Jiangqiu, and his gang always hang out. Talk about bad luck. Right as Ji Wun thinks he's in the clear, he walks straight into someone at the alley entrance. His blood runs cold. It's Sun Jiangqiu himself. And to make things even more tense, the bully is alone for once. A single wild thought explodes in Ji Wun's mind. Is this his golden chance to kick some ass and get the ring back? No more Mr. Nice Guy. Ji Wun walks straight up to Jiangqiu. The confused bully is just standing there with his cigarette. Without a single word of warning, Ji Wun makes his move, not with a punch, but with a demand. "Let me see your right hand." He needs to know if his family heirloom, the soul ring, is still on his enemy's finger. Jiangqiu is immediately furious. Who does this punk think he's ordering around? The tension snaps like a wire. Ji-woong's stare is pure ice. This unexpected authority completely throws Jiang Cheol off balance. But he's a bully. He doesn't take orders. He explodes with rage. You little punk. Daring to give me orders? Forget words. A fight is about to erupt right here, right now. Yivo Oak moves. This isn't a schoolyard scrap. He unleashes his secret weapon. A move he's been trained for, the pickaxe. The impact is instant and brutal. Jiang Chol screams in agony, his mind reeling. Since when did this supposed weakling have this kind of power? Ji-woong has Jiang Cheol pinned. All that matters is the ring, and yes, it's still in his enemy's hand. Just as Ji-woong prepares to deliver the final blow to reclaim it, Jiang Chol suddenly roars with a surge of power, reversing their positions and slamming Ji-woong to the ground. What the hell? Where did this come from? Right in the middle of their desperate struggle, a figure emerges from the shadows of the alley. Ji-woong freezes, cold sweat dripping down his neck. Bald head and X-scar, sharp suit. It's Uncle Gai-sang. Even Jiang Cheol is bewildered by the sudden, flashy appearance of this strange man. But for Ji-woong, the mental alarm is screaming, disaster. What is Uncle doing here? Jiang Cheol isn't a complete idiot. The pieces click together in his head at lightning speed. The guy who ran off with Li Ji, the jerk who threw a rock at him, and now the owner of this damn ring. It all points to one person, Kang Ji-woong. His body trembles with pure, unadulterated rage. This entire time, the weakling was playing him. The humiliation hits him like a tidal wave, fueling his hatred. But Ji-woong has no time for Jiang Cheol's personal revelations. His attention is hijacked by the most terrifying commentator of all, his uncle and combat coach, Gai-sang. As Ji-woong's attack misses, his uncle shouts from the sidelines, "Master, put your superhuman grip strength to good use." This was never a private fight. It's Ji-woong's live-action training ground, and the instructor is right there grading him. His uncle's words snap Ji-woong into focus. He seizes the opening, his right hand clamping down on Jiang Cheol's arm like a vice. Then he activates it. His signature move, the one-hand potato smash. Jiang Cheol feels like his tendons are being shredded. In that moment of blinding pain, a horrifying realization dawns. The guy in front of him is not the pushover he used to be. Jiang Cheol fights back desperately, screaming his own name, landing a punch to Ji-woong's face. But Ji-woong barely flinches. Compared to the raw power of judo champion Son Jong-suk's blows, this is nothing. Ji-woong's eyes sharpen. Time for some fun payback, you bastard. Every ounce of humiliation he ever suffered is about to be returned with interest. But why was Jiang Cheol even here alone to face Ji-woong? It was no coincidence, but a twisted setup. The night before, Uncle Gai-sang and his men had snatched Jiang Cheol and one of his cronies. After a brutal shaving session, they delivered their ultimatum: perform a loss to Ji-woong today, and naturally let him take the ring back. Disobey, and every time his hair grows back, they'll shave it off again, for life. It was a deal with the devil. Flashback. After their capture, Jiang Cheol and his friend were subjected to utter humiliation. The cold buzz of clippers shearing their hair wasn't just a punishment. It was a methodical destruction of their pride and will. The uncles delivered the chilling message: try anything funny, and you'll end up just like your friend. Pure, unadulterated fear was seared into their bones. The buzz of the clippers hums like a death rattle. Jiang Cheol's friend sobs in terror, crushed by guilt for dragging his buddy into this. Jiang Cheol himself is petrified, stammering out a desperate protest. How can you do this to students? Their answer isn't words, just the cold press of metal against his scalp and the promise of eternal torment. The humiliation doesn't stop. A hulking man in a Medusa t-shirt slaps Jiang Cheol's freshly shaved head, thwack thwack, and barks orders to clean up the mess. Then comes the final, soul-crushing threat. Got it? Cross us, and you'll be bald for the rest of your life, until the day you die. Against this overwhelming force, defiance is impossible. All he can do is submit. Back to the present. The memory of that bald for life curse crashes over Jiang Cheol. His fury and pride scream for him to fight back, but an even stronger instinct screams louder, the primal fear of consequence. Do I really have to just stand here and take it from this loser? But his fists won't obey, because the price of defiance is unthinkable. This powerlessness is driving him mad. So a bizarre scene unfolds. Jiang Cheol just stands there. He takes Ji-woong's punches and kicks without even trying to block them. The shock of getting a bloody nose from his former victim stuns him. But the ultimate insult? When Ji-woong actually reaches out a hand to help him up. In Jiang Qiol's mind, this kindness after beating him down is the deepest cut of all. While Jiang Qiol is drowning in humiliation, Ji Wung seizes the moment. The pickaxe strikes again, flooring his opponent. His focus is laser sharp, the hand clutching the ring. Amidst Jiang Qiol's pained cry, it happens. The shimmering family heirloom, the soul ring with its white dragon on a green field, is finally wrenched from his enemy's grip and back in Ji Wung's hand. Triumph washes over Ji Wung as he holds the recovered ring. His proud uncle, Gaiseng, starts applauding. But the mood shifts instantly. At a signal from his uncle, suited men move in and bodily drag the dazed Jiang Qiol away. Lying there, being hauled off, one question detonates in Jiang Qiol's mind. Uncle? Master? What the hell is Kong Ji Wung's true identity? Just when Ji Wung thinks the nightmare is over, he's proven wrong. The uncles insist on escorting the young master all the way to the school gate. The convoy of black cars rolls right up to the main entrance. From inside the car, Ji Wung can only watch in utter despair. The jig is up. There's no hiding now. The school gate bustles with its usual morning crowd. Then the car doors open. Men in sharp gray suits and red ties file out in perfect unison. They line the street in a formidable row, looking every bit like an honor guard for a VIP. Bystanders and students alike freeze, their jaws dropping. A gang? At school? What on earth is happening? The suited men form a human corridor, clearing a path. As one, they bow their heads and chant, "Please be careful on the way to school, young master." Their voices echo down the block. Every student nearby is paralyzed with shock. This spectacle, this title, the young master the gangsters are bowing to, is the unassuming quiet. Ganyevonk. The school staff panics. A teacher rushes to the stern-looking administrator. The students are terrified. "You have to do something, principal." But the principal just sweats bullets, stealing terrified glances at Uncle Gaiseng's intense, scarred stare. What can he possibly do against real, organized crime? Under the weight of 1,000 stares, mixtures of shock, fear, and disgust, Ji Wung forces himself to walk toward the school gates. He's the sole focus. Whispers slice through the air. "That's Ji Wung. They call the master? Is he a gangster?" He keeps his face blank, but inside his world is crumbling. His childhood friend Park Jong-yoon watches from a distance with another classmate, their faces pale with disbelief. Jong-yoon trembles, voice cracking as he turns to his friend. "You were friends with Ji Wung for 10 years, and you didn't know his family was Yakuza? How is that possible?" The question isn't just an accusation. It's the shattering of a decade of trust. Their friendship fractures on the spot. As Ji Wung reels from the sudden exposure, an unexpected savior, or critic, arrives. Judo Son Jong-suk storms over, grabs Ji Wung by the collar, and hisses in his ear with a face full of secondhand embarrassment. "Kong Ji Wung, why are you walking like that? Let's get out of here now." He seems even more mortified by the spectacle than Ji Wung is. Watching it all unfold, Li Ji gets an elbow from her friend. "What are you just standing there for? This isn't like you. Go talk to them." Yi Ji's eyes sharpen. She's right. Time for watching is over. She takes a deep breath and runs toward the unlikely duo of Ji Wung and a very irritated Jong-suk. Just as Ji Wung and Jong-suk reach peak awkwardness, Yi Ji arrives with a bright, determined smile. Without a hint of hesitation, she links arms with both of them. "Let's go together." Her simple act is like a sunbeam cutting through the dark cloud of judgment, isolating Ji Wung. In a moment when everyone else is backing away, her choice to step in speaks volumes. From a distance, two of Ji Wung's classmates watch the trio walk away, their expressions through the "Even Yi Ji, that's so disappointing." They see Ji Wung's gangster identity as something to fear and reject. They can't fathom why Yi Ji and Jong-suk would stand by him. The silent, cold isolation of the schoolyard has already begun. Back at the gate, the principal is being pressured to act, but he's petrified, only daring to sneak glances at the imposing figure of bald Uncle Gaiseng. And Uncle Gaiseng? He just stands there, arms crossed, giving the principal a death stare that says it all. Try it. The entire school is now under the shadow of the Kong family, and no one dares move. Ji Wung's school life, as he knew it, is over. One look was all it took to send the legendary 1 versus 17 Dean scrambling for the hills. Uncle Kichang standing at the school gate wasn't a threat you could fight. It was a natural disaster. The halls of the school board were about to get very, very heated. The faculty meeting descended into chaos. Their star student, the model of citizenry, was actually a Yakuza heir. The peaceful schoolyard had been invaded by a convoy straight out of a crime syndicate. Panic set in. What does this mean for the safety of the whole school? The principal refused to believe it. He was looking at a trophy case full of awards meant to crown the next student council president. How could the light of the school be rotten wood? The clash between the image of the model student and the rumor of the gangster heir was too brutal to process. A cold, decisive solution was proposed, echoing in the tense room. Transfer. They wanted him gone to protect the others. The word hung in the air like a guillotine blade. Everyone's eyes fell on the horrified Mr. Kim. Could he be the one to carry out this order? While everyone was panicking, Student Council President Daehyun was prepped. He knew all along. Watching the school descend into chaos, he closed his book of old adages. That polite, upright Jawung. The signs were always there. He just chose to see them first. Trust was imploding. The whispers spread. Was his decade of kindness a heartfelt act or a cover story to hide his true lineage? Classmates turned their backs, questioning every past smile, every good deed. The title of future Student Council President now felt like a ticking bomb. A school's reputation is fragile. Word of the gangster heir spread like wildfire, and soon enough, the consensus formed. Jawung was unfit to lead. Bad news travels fast. A confrontation was inevitable, and it was coming right to his classroom door. The man of the hour arrived. Jawung walked into his classroom, and the air was sucked out. Pure, silent terror. Sangha lost it completely, screaming at the man he once called Angel. That demon, you gangster brat. The fall from grace was complete. Fear curdled into organized shunning. Girls whispered that his kindness had been a lie all along. Anonymous, mass speculation painted him as a predator in sheep's clothing. Even his childhood friend Sujin was drawn into the fray. Isolated and drowning in suspicion, Jawung's world was closing in. The angel had fallen. In the hallways, some still offered strained smiles, but around the corner, the same admirers trembled in fear. He's looking at us with a thug's eyes. His gaze, worn down by inner turmoil, had become a weapon he didn't even know he was wielding. It wasn't just the secret, it was the betrayal. Jongyun lost it. A decade of friendship, built on what felt like a decade of lies. He couldn't breathe, the nausea overwhelming. He stumbled out of the room, leaving behind a dropped pen that felt like the tombstone for their entire childhood. Uncle Juk's warning echoed too late. Becoming bad takes only a moment. That moment of realization hit Jawung like a truck. The trust he built over years was being vaporized by the collective fear of his classmates. Running down the hall, tears streaming. The hardest part wasn't pretending to be good. It was realizing you're not allowed to be yourself at all. A bizarre standoff in the hallway. Sanggu and his friend moved in perfect, terrified sync with Jawung, their steps a hollow clack, clack, clack. To them, he wasn't a classmate anymore. He was a predator whose every move had to be counteracted. The nightmare wasn't just his. Even you guys are seeing it too? Jongyun sobbed uncontrollably in the middle of the hall. The horror wasn't contained. It was spreading. His friends beside him were pale and sweating, as if witnessing a curse they couldn't escape. The final verdict was delivered. Jongyun pointed a trembling finger, his voice laced with a terrible realization. Now I get it. You're a gangster's son. That's why you could just flip a switch and decide to be bad. A decade of friendship was shattered in a single, damning sentence. Jongyun exploded. You weren't alone. You had backup all along. That uncle was straight up Yakuza. Explanations were useless against the torrent of anger and hurt. All he wanted now was the truth he was owed for 10 years of blind trust. The bomb was planted 3 years ago during a news broadcast. Jongyun's hatred for gangs ran bone deep. Meanwhile, Jawung watched the same screen, silently relieved it was a rival syndicate. Neither knew then that their shared history was built on a foundation of opposing beliefs, a secret ticking down to this inevitable confrontation. The late apology was a decade too late. Jongyun's scream was heartbreaking. There were a million chances in 10 years. Did you even see me as a friend? Jawung could only stare, paralyzed. It wasn't a lack of will. It was a mountain of missed opportunities that had just avalanched on top of them. The death sentence of their friendship was delivered cold and final. Losers like us aren't qualified to be your friends. Watching them walk away, Jawung's world shattered into silence. Then, the last string holding him up snapped, his knees gave out, and he collapsed onto the cold, uncaring school floor. Reinforcements arrived, but it was too late. Songju and the fiery Yejin stood in the hallway, their expressions a mix of concern and grim understanding as they looked at the broken figure on the ground. They came for a fight, but the battle inside him was already lost. On the rooftop, dragged back to reality, Jawung was met with the question that cut deepest. Yejin, cigarette in mouth, dropped the nuclear option. If you're so miserable, can't you just quit being a gangster? His answer was a desperate clench of his jaw. No, it's beyond that point. What even is bad anymore? If they've already labeled him a monster, why not act the part? For the first time, Zhuang's hand reached for a cigarette with a rebellious, self-destructive tremor. If his good deeds were seen as a costume, maybe he'd just wear the uniform they expected. But Songju wasn't buying it. No benefits, only harm. You should be working out, not poisoning yourself. Yejin even stamped out her own cigarette in solidarity. They weren't addressing a gangster heir. They were talking to Zhuang, a friend who was spiraling. Yet the wound was too deep. Zhuang cried out in agony. I tried so hard. I really did try to be good. Yejin, however, laid out the brutal truth. It doesn't matter. To them, you're just a gang member. Prejudice was a mountain no amount of good intentions could climb. Then his phone rang. On the screen, Student Council President Daehyun, the man who knew all along and who now held the power to handle the situation. This was it. Zhuang took a shaky breath. Hello. The final trial was beginning. The rooftop door creaked open. There he was. Student Council President Daehyun stood calmly, the wind whipping at his uniform. His gaze, sharp behind his glasses, went straight for the jugular without pleasantries. Zhuang, is it true? Are you a gangster's son? The entire school's turmoil was now distilled into this single, loaded question. The student council president finally confronts him. He's on his high horse, delivering a verdict laced with moral superiority. This could ruin the school's reputation and the class atmosphere, he says, each word like an ice-cold dagger. The most cutting part? For someone so kind to have a gangster background. I'm so disappointed. Just look at Ji Woong's face. You can see how deeply this twisted kindness cuts. The president's simple phrase, "This is so unlike you," completely shatters Ji Woong. Unlike him, was the kindness he struggled to maintain for a decade all a big joke? He clenches the ring, the symbol of his family vow, so hard his fingers tremble. 10 years of restraint and disguise, and now everyone has turned their backs on him overnight. His mind is screaming. Are you telling me I should just go back to being the quiet, good boy and pretend nothing happened? 10 years of suppressed rage explodes. Is that what it means to be me, living as the good guy? Ji Woong smashes the glass panel beside him with one furious blow. He scoffs, declaring he doesn't give a damn about the student council anymore. But the president hits back with the cruelest question yet. So what's your plan? Take over the family business and become a thug. This cuts right to the bone. The president pushes harder, putting the final nail in the coffin. Then just drop out and stop ruining the mood. His smile is cold and superior, like he's looking at a piece of trash. Ji Woong's reply is simple and final. My life, don't you worry about it. His retreating back says it all. The good boy mask is shattered, and he walks away as the gangster son everyone will now avoid. While Ji Woong fights his battle, another predator watches from the shadows. Seeing Ji Woong become the public enemy, Shin Jiangchul's eyes gleam with calculation behind his glasses. If I use him right, I can clean up all the troublesome people at school at once. He's already dreaming of rising up using the gangster's power he fears. But he who laughs laughs best. In the next moment, a powerful kick sends him crashing into a recycling bin. The attack comes from the family crew. One look is enough to make the bald thug wet himself. But the enforcer isn't interested in a prolonged beating. He simply drops a cold order. Let's go. It's time to serve the boss. True predators don't waste time on small fry. This calculated restraint, this walking away, is somehow even more terrifying. The warning, if you cause trouble again, you're dead, shatters the bald guy completely. He slumps to the ground, drenched in cold sweat, his life seemingly over. But beneath the terror, a twisted hatred festers. It's all that bastard Ji Woong's fault. He's nothing without his gangster backing. This humiliation demands payback in blood. After the fear comes the mania. The bald thug grinds his teeth, swearing vengeance at any cost. He knows Ji Woong's own weakness. The real threat is the family backing him. The key isn't fighting Ji Woong head-on. It's finding his weak point, the one thing that will paralyze those backing him. His mind races, and a sinister target slowly comes into focus. He's found it. Shin Jiangchul looks at Han Soo-jin in his phone contacts, a viper's smile spreading across his face. His ex, his clueless childhood friend who still has feelings for him. She's the perfect informant and pawn. Soo-jin still likes me. I just need to comfort her a little. A sinister plan, built on the ruins of old affection, is set into motion. A close-up on this small-time villain's face reveals pure, distilled madness. His features are contorted with hate. Kang Ji Woong, even if I die, I'm taking you with me. The moment your most insignificant enemy decides on a mutual destruction pact, that's when the real danger begins. A ticking time bomb has just been armed. We cut back to school, the calm before the storm. Some worry Ji-woon is being bullied, while others find him different, more charismatic. Meanwhile, the real danger, disguised as concern, lures Soo-jin out of the classroom, and the shadow of bad guys falls over the school once more. This time, it's a premeditated hunt aimed squarely at Kang Ji-woon. His friends sense something's off. The earlier confrontation looked like a one-sided verbal beating. What's truly unsettling is how everyone knows Ji-woon is gangster. Where did that rumor even start? An invisible sense of dread begins to seep into the atmosphere. Distracted, Ji-woon leaves early, only to overhear whispers about his transformation. Before he can process that irony, his eyes lock onto a solitary figure on a distant bench, his former best friend, Park Jong-yoon, the one who cut ties and should hate him the most. Right now, he just looks lonely and wounded. The silence is broken by the judo ace, Song Young-suk. He walks over and sits beside Jong-yoon without a word, ratcheting up the tension instantly. Jong-yoon breaks out in a cold sweat under the sheer pressure of his presence. Young-suk looks at him and states calmly, "I don't know why you two fought, but Ji-woon is having a tough time too." It isn't a question. It's a blunt judgment from an objective observer. Jong-yoon grits his teeth, his fists clenched. He remembers a decade of friendship. He remembers Ji-woon's decade-long, almost pathological kindness. He was too kind. That's why he endured it all until now. Beneath the anger lies even deeper pain and doubt. A horrible thought creeps in. Was his own final, harsh rejection the final straw that broke Ji-woon? But Song Young-suk flips the question back on him. Aren't you afraid of him? Jong-yoon's heart drops. Of course he isn't afraid of Ji-woon. He's terrified of the pack of wolves that stand behind him, the uncles. His silence and cold sweat are a confession in themselves. Song Young-suk sizes him up and delivers his verdict. "I haven't known him long, but I think he's a good guy. You should know that better than me, right?" With that, he turns and walks away, leaving behind a harsh truth and a weighty choice. In that moment, remorse hits Jong-yoon like a tidal wave. The realization dawns. It was me. I was wrong. I overreacted. I said the worst possible things to him when he was at his lowest. A decade of friendship outweighs a single betrayal. He shoots up, fueled by one desperate thought: find Ji-woon. Apologize. Now. But when he returns to class, Ji-woon isn't there. Former classmates block his path with cold stares. "Hey, don't sit next to the gangster trash." The familiar isolation returns, but this time it's aimed at Ji-woon. Holding back his temper, Jong-yoon tells them firmly, "I'm waiting here to apologize to him." That sentence alone ignites the onlookers' fury. Right on cue, the classroom door bursts open. Two men in casual wear who radiate danger barge in. Their first words hang in the air, laced with intent. "We heard there's a gangster here. Where's he?" Killing intent instantly floods the room. Trouble has arrived uninvited. The leaders identify themselves, Jang Hyung-jae and Eom Daesung from class 2 to 6. They're here to clean up, targeting that gangster. Impatiently, they note their targets are missing. Shin Jang-cheol is gone. Even Lee Yeo-jin is gone. A dangerous idea takes shape in their minds. They openly mock the class 4 students as mutes and trash. Jang Hyung-jae even daydreams aloud. Should have gotten close to him sooner. His family must be loaded. Greed and violence are never far apart. They decide to go hunt their prey at the usual delinquent hangout spots. Just as they're about to leave, someone appears silently at the doorway, startling the main lackey half to death. Who is it? Song Young-suk? Or Kang Ji-woon himself? The newcomer says nothing, but the sheer pressure they exude is enough to silence the rowdy bullies instantly. We cut to the streets outside school. Shin Jang-cheol's unlucky partner is frantic. "I have to go to school today, or I'm dead meat." But his friend is more worried about something else. "On the way here, were you followed?" The invisible gaze from the shadows is scarier than any open threat. In a secluded stairwell, the partner finally spills the truth. Shin Jang-cheol picked up a gangster's ring, tried to pawn it, got caught red-handed, and was beaten to a pulp. He's terrified. He wants to call the cops, but fears he'll disappear right after. Fear makes him babbling and selfish. It's his fault. Jang-cheol found the ring. This is the cowardice and selfishness of a small-timer facing absolute power. Shin Jang-cheol begins his performance. Holding his face, he whines theatrically. "How was I supposed to know Ji-woon was a gangster heir? I was shocked too." He purposefully hammers in that Ji-woon called over a dozen gangster uncles to beat him. Watching Soo-jin's shocked, pained expression, he sneers inwardly. Hook, line, and sinker. Soo-jin's reaction is exactly what he hoped for. She's utterly disillusioned. I had no idea Jiwoon was like this. I'm so disappointed. Seizing the moment, Jiang Cheol goes for the kill, posing the ultimate question. By the way, Sujin, do you know Kong Jiwoong's weakness? The hunter drops the pretense and bares his fangs. Sujin is stunned. Weakness? She frowns, racking her brain. As a childhood friend, she suddenly realizes she never truly knew the Jiwoong who hid for 10 years. Hesitantly, she suggests maybe his secrets or something he cherishes a lot. That vague answer strikes Jiang Cheol like a lightning bolt. A person? Someone he cherishes? Shin Jiang Cheol's gaze locks on Han Sujin's clueless face. A second of silence. Then his expression shifts from confusion to realization to savage delight. Ah, I see. A thunderclap goes off in his mind. Kong Ji-woong likes this girl, doesn't he? Han Sujin is Kong Ji-woong's precious person. He's got it. The perfect, ultimate weakness that could destroy Kong Ji-woong. Just like that, the scene shifts to Sujin walking alongside Shin Jiang Cheol. Look at the bruises on his face. Definitely souvenirs from his last run-in with Ji-woong's uncles. This sleazeball has the nerve to ask a shaken Sujin to help him go get his lost hat? Please. What he really lost back, there was his dignity. Yet, despite her better judgment, Sujin's heart softens as she whispers, okay. The perfect piece for blackmail is about to be put back into place. The predator strikes. Outside the school, Jiang Cheol turns on the fake charm, a calculated performance dripping with crocodile tears. His hand reaches out, not to strike but to manipulate. He touches her head, whispering every line a vulnerable girl like Sujin wants to hear. Sorry for hurting you. I'll treat you right this time. It's a masterclass in emotional warfare, and Sujin, desperate for the kindness Jiwoong lost, is already falling for a hook, line, and sinker with a timid of course. Mission accomplished. They're walking hand in hand now, all smiles and blushing cheeks. He's even ditched the street look for a cheap suit, playing the part of the reformed boyfriend. When Sujin innocently asks about his new bald look, Jiang Cheol brushes it off with a laugh. It was just too hot. The lie rolls off his tongue. This isn't a date. It's a recon mission. He's got his ultimate weapon back under his control, and he's leading her straight to the front door of Lucky apartment. Luck has nothing to do with what's about to happen.